What's up? God damn, hold
On
on.
the new frontier, Danny.
Hey,
Take us.
hey, folks. Hey, folks. How's it going? It's me, Danny, and John here, the other hobo.
Hello.
He's back.
I'm a hobo, bro. We're the hobos.
I found him in the alleyway behind a Burger King.
I've returned. I have returned from a journey.
And he has quite the story to tell you if he feels like sharing it. To be honest, folks, this is going to be a very special end of the year podcast. This might go on for 2 hours. And we both took edibles, and I think they just actually kicked in because, whew. Uh, so, so this is a very special end of the year 2020 look back. Top 5
Very special.
hobos with home.
It's like it's one of those specials where like a TV show does like a special, like a Halloween special, and it's like all crazy or a Christmas special. It's like one of those specials,
Theme
but
song.
it's like a New Year special.
Theme song. Yeah, what happened? Where have you been? I had Alex from Levels Geeks, and he was a nice guest. We got into some Zack Snyder chatting, and it got almost we were very diplomatic. I felt like I held back. I didn't want to scare the guest away.
Listen, hey, shout out to my man Al. That's been my man's for like since I was like 13, bro. Shout out to you and holding it down, Danny, holding it down for the boy. The
Yeah,
boy was
yeah. What was
your
the
boy
boy?
was like out there, bro. Your boy. I just put it like this. Your boy for like 2 weeks I had like the flu. I thought it was COVID, but it was the flu. And then my alcoholic mom had coke planted on her from her boyfriend, and then we had to we had
I'm
to go
sorry.
deal with that situation, put her in rehab, and then my
Jesus.
dog almost died. We had to, my dog had surgery, and that all took place in the span of 2 weeks.
I I
In the holidays, bro, during the holidays, the
I
boy was the
I
boy
feel
was out there.
I feel like you need to be a more of a vlogger, dude. You need to get on those YouTube dramas. You need to make those little
Yo, for real.
YouTube icon pics with the fucking emotes and the wide
Right?
eyes and
And
just
that should be the title. Like, mom had coke planted on mom.
yeah, and you do the Home Alone face with the big eyes and your mom and put the 5-star wanted level from GTA over. Jesus.
But you're right though. Like that, I should do. The vlogs on YouTube because just put like a video and just have a title like "Coke planted on mom, dog almost died." Like you won't believe this. I'll
Yeah,
get
I don't know if
that'll
you
get all the views.
I don't know if you heard me, but I was like, you should put the 5-star wanted level from GTA on the picture, like over your mom.
On the thumbnail.
Yeah,
And then a picture of me with like shrugging.
yeah.
I
But
should. Yeah, you know what? That's what sells these days, man.
drama, YouTube
Drama.
drama, and I mean, there's no bigger drama than 2020, and we're gonna try to cover it in this podcast from our worst
2020
moments.
touched me while I was sleeping, Danny.
It touched all of us. No consent at all.
None, none. I was sleeping, sucking my thumb, and 2020 got in the covers behind me and felt me up.
Oof. Well, I don't even know where to go.
I'll never be the same, Danny.
So let's talk about games. Speaking about rape, how
speaking speaking of molestation, let's
yeah,
talk about some video games,
that's
guys.
cyberpunk. No, let me stop.
Oh man.
You
Oh
know,
man.
I'm over two things already, and I feel like they just came onto the scene. I'm tired of Among Us. I haven't played the game, but I feel like I've heard way too much about this game, and it's every YouTuber is playing it. I'm just like, I'm over it, and I'm over this cyberpunk drama. It's a disappointment for some majority, I think, and another majority are having a great time, and they love posting on Twitter pics of them on Cyberpunk, be like, "Oh my god, this is a great game." I don't know what everyone's complaining about. I'm like, cool, dude, thanks. Totally tone deaf.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. Like, the cyberpunk shit, bro. It's gonna be talked about because drama. Like we talked about drama, right? Like drama. If it was like a fantastic game, it'll be talked about for like a day or two, and not as much. Maybe throughout the week, but just like oh, it's so good and da 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 da.
Yeah,
But when a game is a shit show and a train wreck, then it's gonna be just tripled, and it's gonna be all the rage, and everyone's gonna be getting in on it and kicking it and whatever. And I mean I understand, that happens. And
and it happens to games that have been hyped. This game has been hyped for what, 8 9 years. They showed that in like 2012 or something. I think people are saying the first teaser to that game. That's how long it's been.
yeah, I think so.
And even for me,
Yeah, man.
what how many times it got delayed, even my hype for it died to the point where I didn't believe it was coming out. I thought it was still gonna get delayed, and it should have gotten delayed. And I just want to point out that it's crazy that they were gonna release this game at the beginning of the year before the new consoles came out. So like, what state was the game in at that point
True.
that made them think like, oh, we can get
Oh
away with
man,
like
makes you wonder, right? Like what the fuck?
and what sucks is like the people that pretty much get it running is mostly people on PCs and maybe PS5s. Even with the PS5, you're just playing the PS4 Pro, and the base PS4 model is the problem. And yeah, there are glitches and whatnot, but the base of the game and the story I've heard is like really fun. Like I was watching a video where someone was parkouring like off street lamps onto a building. I'm like, oh, that's cool. I wish I could do that. I can't because it's a blurry mess on the Xbox One. And it's, I'm sorry.
Yeah, there's a lot of cool looking shit in it. It's just that the game just it's just bugged with a lot of dog shit, unnecessary things.
Yeah,
Is what it comes down to, bro.
and it's dumb because like you got a game like The Last of Us 2 that works on my base model PS4, no problems, looks amazing. You got Red Dead 2, looks amazing, no problems. So was Cyberpunk a game that should have just been made for next gen? And I think it,
I think so.
and I 100% think so. But anyway, I don't want to spend. I love how like I started this like I'm tired of hearing about Cyberpunk, but let's spend 10 fucking
You're
minutes.
just unloading, Danny. You're just unloading the clip. It's fine.
Yeah. So we're gonna do top 5 games. We'll start from 5, go up.
Top
Uh,
5 games.
so you know what? You go
Let me
first
tell you.
because I'm still debating on my number 5.
Live. Danny's debating his list.
Well, let me ask you something.
Yeah.
Can I put Mortal Kombat Ultimate on this list? Technically, it
I
it
think I think so.
it
Well,
it won a game award this year. So you know
oh, well,
it
yeah. I mean, because they had a bunch of new characters and other things
well
added to it.
they added a
Updating it,
story
right?
mode
So
too in the summer.
yeah, exactly.
So and they
No,
added.
yeah, I think it counts.
All right, sorry. Go ahead. Okay, I'm debating still.
Okay.
Number
So,
5.
by the way, I just want to let everybody know all these lists for me, it's been it's been guided, and I did a lot of thinking, a lot of praying to Matthew McConaughey to get me to help me through these things. Because one thing I want to share with everybody is Matthew McConaughey's book Green Lights has helped me through 2020, the tail end of 2020. Allow me, if I may, to share a little passage from Green Lights. Matthew
Wait, is this
McConaughey.
a real book?
It's a real book, and I own this book, Danny. I'll send you a picture.
Oh my god, yes. I'm gonna put this in a podcast. Please send me a picture.
I've been in this life for 50 years. Been trying to work out its riddle for 42. I've been keeping diaries of clues to that riddle for the last 35. Notes about successes and failures, joys and sorrows, things that made me marvel, and things that made me laugh out loud. How to be fair, how to have less stress, how to have fun, how to hurt people less, how to get hurt less,
I'm sorry.
how to be a good man, how to have meaning in life, how to be more me. And you see, people,
Holy fuck.
ever since I acquired this book, Green Lights by Matthew McConaughey,
What the
things have become a lot more clear. I've been able to persevere more and get a handle on things. And I just want to thank Matthew McConaughey,
Cocaine and hookers.
not just helping me, but guiding me personally through everything. So I would just want to, put that out there and let you all know that Matthew McConaughey helped me narrow down these lists. And I just want to start that by
What's your number 5?
hey, I mean, do I go number? Like fuck. Like
Yeah, this top 5.
all right. Okay. So all right. I'm just gonna make this. I'll make this. I'm not gonna spend too much time on this. I wanna.
Just
Okay.
rip the band there off.
Yeah. Yeah. So number 5. Uh, we're gonna go with Animal Crossing: New Horizons.
All right, all right. How come?
I mean, because man, I have a lot of respect for games that are just really polished, and I mean, you when you play Animal Crossing games, you know that day one, the day you buy this game, there's gonna be so much content, so much to do.
Amen.
You could really, like, and I have a lot of respect for games, especially in 2020, that when you buy something day one, you're gonna be like you're good to go for like a long time, like without having to worry about updates and patches and all this other bullshit that we've become far, really accustomed to in these days. And shout out to Animal Crossing because
Shout out to Animal
New
Crossing.
Horizons. Yeah, shout out to Animal Crossing. Shout out to Nintendo. All my bros
You
in
know,
Nintendo.
you heard that conspiracy theory that Nintendo released COVID to boost up Animal Crossing
I
sales?
heard about that. I
Yeah,
heard about
that's the dumbest.
that.
That's so
Yeah,
dumb.
I don't know about all that. Listen, I'm a man of conspiracy theory, but I don't know about that one.
Like people weren't gonna buy
Uh,
Animal Crossing. Come on.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, let's be real. Okay, let's be real, people. All right.
Uh,
Okay, my
uh,
people are out there, bro.
all
All
right,
right. All right. So listen.
I'm gonna add music here to play you off. So hurry up.
Okay. Yeah. Animal Crossing number 5. Okay. Number 4.
No, 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 no,
I'm
no, no.
gonna
Wait.
go.
We're taking
Wait, what?
turns. We're taking turns.
Oh, we're taking turns. We're taking turns. Okay. Go ahead, Danny.
All
I
right.
don't know. Sorry, I'm fucking big, bro.
No, same. Well, yeah. I need more whiskey. So anyway, we'll do this top 5 and then
I
we'll
need
get.
more Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah, Jesus, that was beautiful. I had some tears in my
Thank
eyes
you.
while you read that. All
Thank you,
right.
Danny.
So my 5 just changed. So
Okay.
I'm gonna because that's because I gotta go by how much I play
You
games.
do you, Danny. Don't even need to explain. You do you,
Well, I
Danny.
have to explain the change. I'm gonna do an honorable
Okay.
mention because I have an honorable mention for shows because there's too many shows that I watched that were really amazing. But so my honorable mention before I say the 5 is Streets of Rage 4 because it came
Mm.
out of nowhere. And I've played Streets of Rage games in the past, and I don't know if it would be my favorite beat 'em up. I think to me it would still be Turtles in Time, which I hope who I think it was different developers that made Streets of Rage 4, and I'm like if they could make a new Ninja Turtle in this like art style and like the combat it feels the same, and they add like different stuff, but it still all fits within the basic combat of beat 'em ups. I don't know. It just feels like a way more improved beat 'em up, you know? And the music is like freaking
I'm just
amazing.
gonna say I don't have that game. I've been meaning to wanting to buy it.
Yeah, I check if it's on sale. There's a bunch of sales going on, but we could play it online. I played online with Sneaky,
I'm so down.
and it seemed to run very smooth. And there's so many characters that you unlock that I still haven't unlocked. The music's like freaking amazing. Anyway, I just had to give that an honorable mention. But my
I
number,
want to get it.
yeah, definitely that's I had to mention to people. Like I think people slept on it. It was really an amazing beat 'em
Yeah, I
up.
kind of forgot about it right now until you mentioned it.
Like yeah, it came out I think in the beginning of summer. So
Yeah, I think
this,
so.
but the music, oh my god, the music and just the look of it is it's just so it's just it it, if you love beat 'em ups, I think it's the only thing that sucks is things only up to 3 players, maybe. I'm not sure. Anyway,
Right.
you can play online. You can't play online with fucking Battletoads. But anyway, Battletoads was garbage. The new
Fuck
Battletoads.
that.
So my real number five, drum roll. I had to put Mortal Kombat Ultimate. I mean, they added so much to that game this year. They added a story mode that took
Yep.
place after the main story with Shang Tsung, who was the lead, what was amazing. They added freaking Shiva. They added freaking Fujin, and they added freaking RoboCop. And what blew my mind about RoboCop was it's RoboCop. They got the actor who played RoboCop in the movie to do the voice, Peter Welling, and like it's crazy to hear these developers say like, "Oh, we've always planned to have RoboCop since this game." I'm like, that's insane. But if you watch a RoboCop movie, you just think like, yeah, he's like ultra violence. He fits into the DNA of Mortal Kombat, and they, oh my god, the way he plays is perfect to me. He's one of my favorite new characters. I'm still hoping for Ash and Evil Dead.
Yeah, I've seen you. You're really good with RoboCop.
Wait till we fight.
Oh
Um,
yeah, yeah, hell yeah.
then they went around and announced Combat Pack 2, I believe, because everyone believed that
Yep.
expansion, the Aftermath expansion, was Combat Pack 2, but apparently it wasn't. And they added fucking Rambo. They added Melina to the fans, and they added Rain. And I was a little skeptical about Rambo, but playing as him, I was just like, he's fun. He's a fun character. I
He's
have,
really fun to play as.
and he fits in. He fits into the Mortal Kombat DNA. It's so weird how they just nail it. And I'm really hoping that since they upgraded for next gen, that they are planning to add some more characters. Because I keep hearing rumors, but I also hear like stuff like maybe they're done with the game, which doesn't make sense. I don't know. So I'm really hoping for one more. Like there's a rumor there might be another story pack. So please, NetherRealm, add just keep adding. Like the combat in this game is so smooth. The look of this game is so smooth. I don't know if we need another Injustice 3, but I heard some crazy rumors that they might be doing. And I would take this very, very thin layer of salt, folks, but they may be working on a DC versus Marvel. Like Ed Boon has been tweeting some weird stuff, and people are just like, "Yeah, this is kind of," and he likes to troll, but
That shit would be wild,
it would
bro. If
be.
that was true,
And I keep telling
that'd be
people,
one of the most wild things ever.
yeah, if they took the Injustice ending and added it to Marvel and DC, they did DC versus Mortal Kombat, which was it was alright. But Mortal Kombat needs to be mature. It needs to be bloody. That's Mortal Kombat. It's called Mortal Kombat to fight to death.
We've never had Marvel versus DC.
You had any comics, but game wise, no, I don't think so. And I tell people this a lot that it and this is gonna happen. I'm predicting this right now. Maybe 10 years from now, we will see a crossover with DC and Marvel in the movies because they will fully either saturate the market or run out of ideas, and that would be the idea to get people back into theaters is to see Marvel versus DC. So you hear it here first. Hobos or Homes. Marvel versus DC movies will happen in the future. 10 years. I'm calling it. 10 years.
That'd be a crazy time, bro.
You're
Cars will be flying in the skies.
gonna. Well, we're in 2020.
Hey,
And we still got no
if there's
cars.
money to be made, anything's possible.
So that was my
Ain't that
five.
the truth, huh?
You want me to do four? We'll take turns. Or you want to do four?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
All right.
I mean, yeah, we could, all right, yeah, we'll just yeah.
Well, I mean, my four is a good segue to your five since Year 5 was Animal Crossing. That is actually my number 4. Was Animal Crossing New Horizons, and I think you nailed it out the park. I mean, the amount of stuff that you can do in that game is insane. You could customize the whole island. Like I made a theme park on my island. I made a Mortal Kombat arena on my island. It's
Yeah,
just
bro.
insane how much you could do in that game. Like that game.
Wow, bro. Like,
Yeah, go ahead.
true. I made my own freaking Mike Piazza jersey for my
Yeah, you
guy.
make clothes. You invite people over. You can download people's clothes. You got these events. I haven't even I haven't been in the game for like a month or so. I totally
I want to go back into it actually too.
yeah, because now it's snowing. I just missed Christmas in the game, so I don't like we're missing events. I missed Halloween in the game. You know,
I got Halloween, but I missed Christmas. Fuck.
yeah, but
Fuck me.
you nailed it. It is a game that will constantly keep on adding stuff, and even if it's not adding stuff, there's so much to it. There's so much layers to it, and just the look of it, it's a really fun, beautiful game that we will be playing
True.
for a very long time. And I'm always amazed when
Absolutely, bro.
Nintendo manages to surprise us with their franchises. It's something that Sony does too really well. And you know, like with Zelda Breath of the Wild, you were like, "Oh, yeah, why haven't they not done a completely open world Zelda Breath of the Wild?" But when they like really made that open world, like you just go anywhere. Anyway,
Yeah. Yep.
what was your number 4?
Well, I think it's a good thing you did that because my number 4 is actually Mortal Kombat.
Oh,
Uh, I guess we'll call it what Mortal Kombat Ultimate. I guess.
oh yeah, that would have been my
You
4.
know.
I just realized Animal Crossing is over.
Mortal,
Whatever. This is what happens when you change things last minute.
yeah. Hey, listen, it doesn't matter. Top five. Top five. I mean,
It's on there.
yeah, that's all. You know, you just like the way you said. You know, like I hit the nail on. You know, most of the stuff from Animal Crossing. Same thing with you with Mortal Kombat. I'll just add that. Uh, you know, the game. You know, obviously on the PS5 it loads faster. Uh, it looks a little, a little better. But I'll just say that like, even playing it on PS4 and because and Xbox, I have it for PS4 and for Xbox.
Fallen.
Um, like it's just great. It's great on Xbox. It's great on PS4 or the upgrade on PS5. There's just to me, and I play fighting games lightly, but
What?
this was like the first fighting game in a while where I was just like blown away.
When was the last time you played a Mortal Kombat game? Let me ask you that.
Before this one,
Yeah.
8.
Also before 9, before the reboot. Because
Wait.
9 was the 2D one that came out on PS3.
Oh. Oh wait. I no, okay. I played.
The,
Wait.
the one that was just Mortal Kombat that was on PS3. That was like that's when they went back to 2D because before that it was all 3D on the GameCube and the PS2 and the Xbox. It was that whole Deadly Alliance Armor.
Actually, you know what? I forgot. I did play Mortal Kombat 10, but like very
Okay.
briefly.
Okay.
But it's not because of the game that I played it briefly. It was just because I didn't get as sucked in.
Yeah, that was a
Whatever the reason,
I think the look of it. If you go back and
11
play,
really sucked me in.
yeah, well, if you go back to 10, it looks a little cartoony and it moves really
Mhm.
like fast, or it's something different between the two games that people either it's like a melee situation where people are like melee is the best version of Smash Bros, which I was like I haven't played in a while,
Yeah.
but I feel like it probably is, but with 11 it feels fast, but technically like 10 is faster. Like I went back and played 10 I don't know if it's a frame thing or a graphic thing, but it moves faster. But 10
Yeah, from the people that I've heard, they've said that 11 plays slower.
yeah, which is weird because 11 feels fast. Like I don't
I don't know. I wouldn't even be able to tell you
yeah, it's
from my
yeah.
point of view.
Anyway, what else did you want to say about the Mortal Kombat? No?
Quick recommend. Yeah, with Mortal Kombat, my recommendation. The one thing I just want, I want to be able to like maybe put out there is I would love for them to just completely surprise us with a character pack one time, and like everybody would be like, "Oh, bro, like we're gonna get Reptile maybe, or we're gonna get like another '80s action hero or something."
Ash.
And I would, or Ash, right, or Michael Myers, and I would
Yeah.
just love if it was me, if I was Ed Boon, I'd be like, I'm gonna throw the ultimate curveball, and I would release a character pack with like sitcom dads as the character pack. I'm talking about like, I put Carl Winslow in there, Tim Allen, maybe Ray Romano, okay, Ray Barone, and I would just throw like completely just like how cool would it be to just be like it would blow everybody's mind. Like I to be able to think like I could select Carl Winslow and just beat the shit out of people and rip their arms off and shoot their faces off with Carl motherfucking Winslow
Yeah,
or Tim the Two Man Taylor, bro.
one of his opening lines, and he's like he's fighting Scorpion. Scorpion's like, "Who the hell are you?" He's like, "I shot a kid."
Or Carl's like, get out of here, Steve. Like can't you see I'm about to fight? Go home,
I
Steve.
mean,
Like
I follow that data
that would be
miner.
awesome.
Oh hell yeah, that's such a beautiful idea. I follow that data miner on Twitter who data mines every update, and he's been kind of quiet. But
Yeah.
he says that there are still like slots there that for characters they may or may not. So they maybe they want to add things, but Warner Brothers, since they work for it's a company, might be pushing them to do something different. Which I mean, Mortal Kombat 11 is their best selling Mortal Kombat. It feels like every time they release one, it's always their best selling, which is good. And they updated it for next gen. The only thing that worries me is that the last season of Combat League ended. So people are saying like they're just gonna repeat the seasons and bring back like gear and stuff for people to unlock. That kind of worries me a little. So I don't know. I hope they add more stuff.
Mhm.
Please. Please.
Yeah, 100%.
So what was your number 3 game?
100%.
What was your number 3 game? You go first.
My
Curious.
number 3. Okay, so I'm fucking
Number 3.
number number 3.
Oh, there you
All
go. That's
right.
good.
Number 3, I'll just say this, bros. Like, I'm gonna be real with you.
Hobos.
This let me be real. Oh, yeah, that's right, true.
Oh,
Hobros.
oh.
That could be the name for the peoples out there, bro.
Yeah, we gotta
Hobros.
get people nicknames
Wow,
for
bro.
for
We're just
for,
this show is on fire.
for our internet army.
Let's see. Yeah. You're not legit until you have an internet army, all
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
I don't want
yeah,
to hear it.
yeah. You're right. You're
If
right.
you don't have an internet army, get the fuck out my face.
Yeah.
All right.
What was your number 3?
So Hobros out there.
Hobos.
I just want to say to all the Hobros out there, Danny. This list is subject to change because your boy, there's some games your boy in 2020 hasn't played yet, but is about to
Uh,
start playing. Like, for example, I know it took me, I don't, it took me a while, but this shit, it'd be like that, bro. I'm currently in the middle of The Last of Us Part 2. All right. I
Ooh,
know, I know, I know, I know. And I got Final Fantasy 7 Remake.
it's
I've already bought that when it first came out.
gonna disappoint you.
I'm gonna listen that, and I got Hyrule Warriors,
Oh yeah,
Age of
yeah.
Calamity I just got for Christmas. Okay.
Nice.
Um, there's some games that your boy, Watchdog Legions, uh, it- the list could, it's subject to change, could change.
What the fuck is your
Uh,
number 3?
all right. Yeah. uh, Shit, hold on, Danny got a
my
gun to my head right now.
my man
Number
said I
3,
said number 3, not 3 games.
yeah. I had to put a disclaimer out there for the whole
All
bros.
right, all right, yeah.
Because motherfuckers gonna be like, bro, like, where's this game and that game? All right, so listen,
Full
number
disclaimer.
3, yeah,
It's Cyberpunk.
number 3, Fuck. Oh man. Number three is Hades.
Oh, I've been hearing a lot about that game. I wish I was into top-down dungeon crawlers, but yeah, what's so amazing about this game? Like it's been
Okay. I've been playing it recently on the Nintendo Switch.
oh,
And whenever like this is why one thing I love about the Switch is that, you can just take that shit on the go with you or whatever.
fucking amazing.
And I've never I listen, it's a rogue, it's a rogue game, okay? And I've never been big on those types.
Damn.
But this game, the story fits the play style of Rogue. Like you're the son of Hades, and essentially like you're trying to make your way out of hell basically.
Mm,
And you're trying to work your way out of there. And there's a whole story with it, a really, really great story along with it. Um, but God, the first off, the game is beautiful. The
yeah,
art is amazing.
I peeped that.
It is it's extremely polished. Um, you're gonna die. It's you're made to have play multiple runs throughout the game, but it fits the story of you're the son of the god of the dead. Like so you're gonna die, but you're every time you die, it's like all right, you're trying to make your way out of here. So it fits that whole thing well. The story that the leveling up, the items you get, the gameplay is just so it's so enthralling, bro. Like without spending too much time, it's a game that has everything going for it, but it takes that roguelike system, and it makes it work
Uh,
with the story. And it's a game that you can just put a bunch of hours into, and just enjoy. And when you die, but you're like, fuck, man. Okay, maybe I'll try something different this run. Maybe this run I'll try, going this way. And you're never you're never sad or angry about having to go and try to make your way out again. I'll just put it like that.
uh,
And I haven't beaten it yet, but it's already number three for me, which will tell you how fucking fantastic the game.
damn.
By the time I'm done, it could be number one. I'll just say that
Ooh, I
it could
mean,
be.
I was with the Game Awards. It was a game of the war. It was a game of the year nomination. I was like, "What the hell is this game?" And I saw more and more of the people I watch on YouTube talk about it. And yeah, the look of it is really beautiful. That's just cell
Oh, it
shaded shit.
is. Everything,
Goddamn,
do the sound, everything. Yep.
goddamn. So yeah, Hayes number three. All right.
Yep.
That actually surprised me there. I'm not gonna that. All right.
Threw a little screwball in there.
Yeah, you did. So here's my. I don't know if this is really gonna be a screwball, but
Hit us, Danny.
had to
Hit us with it.
had to put on my list. Spider-Man Miles Morales. Uh,
Mm.
it did not disappoint, even though it may not have been as long as the last game. It didn't feel short. The story was just as engaging. Miles was just as engaging. His abilities just as cool. I would have loved to experience this on the PS5. I played. I a couple weekends ago. I went to a friend's house who had a PS5 and played it on there, and yeah, that game looks gorgeous. And that controller, oof, that PS5 controller, mamma mia.
Oh, baby.
So yeah, I got to finally touch a PS5 controller. But yeah, Miles Morales, Spider Man. You know, I'm a sucker for superhero stuff. Um, yeah, I think
Yeah,
a
me
lot of
too.
people are probably gonna be shocked by what's coming up on my list regarding superhero stuff. But you know what? Well. But yeah, Miles Morales. Hell, if you got a PS5 and that was one of your games, that was a really nice launch title. I played on the PS4. Still look good. I mean, it had some weird glitches. I mean, I think there
Oh yeah.
was weird stuff popping up, but yeah, I can't wait for the next Spider-Man. But we've talked about this in a podcast. You want me to do number two, or you want to do number two?
Um, I have a feeling like I have a feeling the game that's my number two is either your number one or number two.
Oh,
Um, so you know what? I'll do number two because then then it'll be a good segue to my number two.
well, I think my number two is gonna surprise you.
So maybe not. Go ahead.
My number two, and I finally get to talk about this damn game on the podcast, Star Wars Squadrons. That's my number two.
Oh,
Dude,
oh, that did surprise me. Oh,
Hobros,
yeah. Speak to the whole bros out there, Danny. Speak to them.
listen,
Speak to whole bro nation.
this game just got announced out of nowhere. And when I heard about it, I was excited till I heard that it was only in first person in cockpit view. And then I was like, fuck. I don't know how I feel about that because when I play anything flying, especially in Star Wars, is third person. So I was like, when the game came out, the reviews were like, "Oh no, it's really good. It's really good. It's like a spiritual sequel to." I thought they were making like a Rogue Squadron game, but it was actually a spiritual sequel to TIE Fighter versus X-wing, which was on the PC, which I never played, but heard stuff about. And so I got EA Play, so I could try like a 10-hour trial of the game. And let me tell you, I got sucked in. That cockpit view, oof, oh bros,
Yeah, me either.
just the
That cockpit, bro.
the detail within it, from the radar to your how you gauge your engines to how you could decorate it. All there's so much detail in this game that like you can tell was made by people that care about this franchise and get it and understand it. And all the ships feel how you would think they would feel and move how you think they would feel, and like it's such a good balance between the rebels and the empire because the TIE fighters, they don't got shields but they got speed, and you can mess with the engine so you can shoot more powerful, and there's still stuff that I'm like the drifting and the boosting, there's so much like strategies and stuff you learn. And like I'm more playing a line against other people because like what at least with other people the AI could be a little too much. Like when I play you could play online with the AI
True,
with your friends,
true.
but the AI is like an AI where they're like curving bullets, and I'm just like, okay, no, that's not how that
Yeah.
like from the def cam. And I'm like, when you play real people and you know how to drift, like I put a clip on YouTube where I literally didn't die for half the match because I was dodging so hard in just a basic TIE fighter. Like I literally defended my capital ships, then went to their ship and destroyed it without dying. Like that getting close. I would tell people go on the last respawn on YouTube and watch that clip because that like I was screaming the whole time like how am I not dying right now? This is insane. But yes, play Star Wars Squadrons if you're a huge Star Wars fan. You'll get over the first person cockpit view. It will suck you in, trust me. And if you have VR, which I play that game in VR, holy shit! I mean, I don't know how long I could play that game in VR without getting motion sickness because I literally feel like I'm in the ship in the VR. But like that game is pretty fun in VR, and that's why I got on a PlayStation 4 in hopes that one day I would get VR to be able to enjoy it. But I really hope they add more content to the game and like we
I
play.
think they will.
I hope so because I definitely see it. I tell people like it feels like Rainbow Six Siege in space. That's the best way to describe that game because there's just different classes of ships that you can customize and put different abilities. But that is
Yeah,
my number two game of 2020.
yeah. I'll say just real quickly. I bought it because of only because of you. I mean, I had an interest in trying it, but I bought it, and I'll say I haven't spent a whole lot of time playing it. Nowhere near as much as you have, but
Yeah, I kind
it is a game. It is a game that is way better than what I expected it
right.
to
Yeah,
be.
it's a nice surprise.
And yeah, yeah, it is, and it's definitely something that now we're the holidays are ending, and it's something that I want to now, with things dying down and uh things should be a little bit more free
Yeah,
and more time. I want to put more time into that game. Um,
yeah, definitely play the story mode. I forgot to mention
with the new year coming.
there's a full-fledged story mode that's a lot better than Battlefront's 2 story mode, where it actually feels like there was a lot more thought put into it. you know, like because you play both sides as the rebels and empire. Even as the empire, you actually get to be the empire because it gets side missions where it's like attack a civilian ships, and you don't have to do it. But me being the empire, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna blow up this ship because I'm the empire. Fuck them. But what was your number two?
All right, so that was your number two. So Star Wars Squadron was your number two, right, Danny?
Yes, sir.
All right. So my number two is Ghost of Tsushima,
Oh,
and it was a I'll tell you I'll be honest, it was a fight for number one. Um, Ghost. I'll just tell you like this, ho bros. I had no idea.
holy fuck.
I had no idea about this game, that this game was even a thing until one random day we were talking, Danny, and you mentioned about, oh yeah, Ghost of Tsushima was coming out too.
Oh yeah, I remember
I didn't know what the yeah, I didn't know what the fuck that was. I
that.
didn't have a clue about anything that had to do with that game.
Yeah,
So
like
you mentioned it, and I
yeah.
said, huh, like once you explained it to me, I was like, huh, like this sounds interesting, especially when you told me it was a Sony exclusive. I was like, what? What? Like, what the fuck? Then when I did research, I was like, well, this looks pretty fucking badass, bro. But I'll be honest, the game, play, going into the game is way, way different than even seeing the game, like any kind of trailers or whatever. The game, it really is unlike any game I've played in terms of, like, it's so cool to play, a samurai single player, a story based, RPG, uh samurai game with a
Yeah.
great story, um, cool side quest, very interesting, different. Like playing a game like Samurai and all the stuff that, the lore and things that come with it is just stuff that I don't really see a lot in video games,
And that and
like,
that, and that combat was like spot on.
oh, the combat is just, it is some of the most satisfying. Ghost of Tsushima combat is some of the most satisfying combat in video games. Like beating, like, there's multiple play styles for the character, multiple play styles, multiple weapons, um, just very, like, when I tell you, like, you can take down like, if you go to like a camp, let's say, there could be like maybe 12, 13 enemies there, and you could use an arsenal, your whole entire arsenal, different fighting styles, different, very different plans of attacks to your advantage. And it really makes you feel like you're some just god samurai badass, just tearing people to shreds.
Oh, you start
And
to
it's just, what was that?
you start to feel like the Ghost of Tsushima.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. Like, just tearing through, and it's just so much fun, so satisfying to play. They added a co-op mode to the game. I haven't played it yet, but I know I want to play with
Oh,
you.
well,
I know you've played it. I want to.
yeah.
I want to try. I want to play with you
Let
on
me
it.
let me shed some light on that co-op.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
They did not need to go as hard as they did with that co-op because that co-op was a free download, and you would think like, what is it? Got a few modes.
True.
Dude, this shit got its own story mode. It's got its own survival mode. It's got its own raids. You unlock different gear and
That's
customization.
crazy,
It's
bro.
in like to be honest, I debated on putting Ghost of Tsushima on my list. Spoiler, it's not on my list. Because I was playing.
Really?
Yeah, sorry, folks. I've been playing like co-op for Sneaky. We beat the story mode, and just the amount of stuff you unlock for your character, and like that game feels even more amazing when you're hacking and slashing with friends, and there's like different classes. There's the archer, there's the healer, there's the elf, there's the the main samurai. And
Really? I didn't know that.
dude, it's really and deep. Like it's insane. Like they really went
Holy fuck!
went hard on that shit. So like
What
yeah,
the
I really
fuck?
debated hard to be like, yo, that co-op's pretty dope. And like yeah, me and Sneaky, we definitely need like you and Alex to get on because like the survival we can't do the survival
Oh,
missions.
hell yeah. I
Because
don't think Alex does Alex have it. I don't think he does.
I
Does he
feel
fucking
I
have it?
feel like he had it. I was talking about it. Anyway.
He
But yeah.
might. I don't know.
So that was your number two?
That was my number two, bro. My number two.
All right.
Number two.
So who wants to do number one first?
You know what? I'll take number one because it's a game you already mentioned,
Oh,
so I can
okay.
be pretty quick.
Oh. Oh.
Number one. Um, Number one. My number one game. My game of the year. Uh, of course, subject to change, possibly. Um, as I finish these games. Um, is Miles Morales on the PlayStation 5.
That's fair.
And you touched on I won't get into the gameplay of it because you've touched on it. And but one thing the things I will say is one of the things that they have done, Insomniac, whether it was, the first Spider-Man game where you play as Peter Parker, or this one, obviously, as you play as Miles Morales, there you won't find a game out there that provides as much heart as these games do.
Hell yeah.
Uh, it you know it, the different the different stuff that goes on through the story, the in this particular game, the ride that Miles goes on involving his mentor Peter and to his family and friends, and in trying to balance his life as Spider-Man, while being uh Miles Morales, and they capture it perfectly is what I'll say. The balance between the your the Miles Morales and Spider-Man, it is captured perfectly. It shows the struggle beautifully. Uh One of the other things I also really like about it is I do relate to Miles Morales a lot, as you know Miles Morales is half Puerto Rican
Got that
and half
representation.
yeah, and half African American. And I think that it's really important, like, let's be honest, like, not every, there's a lot of superheroes that are white, and when you're
Vanilla white.
young, yeah, when you're young,
Mayonnaise.
mayonnaise. When you're young, like, me and Danny, we're two Puerto Rican kids from the Bronx, and being able to see, a superhero, this Puerto,
That looks like
from
us.
outside, yeah, that looks like us, and he's, you see the Puerto Rican flags represented, and his mom, and some of the stuff like the cookies and the food that you see there in the kitchen, like, that's stuff that I've never really seen at all in
That's
video
fair. No,
games.
I 100% agree with that. That playing that game, I was like, oh man, especially where I live right now. Yeah.
Right. So,
So
like, seeing that, it makes it more, it hits home a little bit more. Obviously, it is set where is it? It's in Harlem, right? Harlem or Brooklyn? Which
no,
which one was it?
it's Harlem.
Harlem, yeah. Um Set in Harlem, and it's just, so that was a very important part, a part of it. And the other thing is,
You beat it?
God, yeah, I beat it.
Oh, nice.
And let me just tell you, the
What?
game that on the PS5, oh my
Woo! Yeah, I
lord.
know. That rumble. Goddamn.
It- the controls is, but I'll just say this. I can turn on the PS5 and press start on the game to get from the dashboard of the PS5 to on the streets. ready to take off with Spider-Man, like it literally takes about a minute.
That's crazy.
I'm not even I am not bullshitting you.
That's crazy.
It's like instantly. Yeah, it blows my mind how just you right away you're into the game and it is so beautiful. It's so beautiful the game. Um and yeah, so it's everything that I love about video games because it checks off. What's maybe one of the negative things I could say is that it's a little short. It's not as long as
But it doesn't feel short, right? Like it feels like
it doesn't.
it's like you got a good chunk, but
That's the thing.
you want more. I think that's what it is.
That's the
You
thing. Right, right. I think that's the important thing is that you're not. It doesn't it doesn't leave you. It's not short to the point where you're like, fuck, like you feel a little empty or you feel like left hanging. That's not the case. It's not like that. It's just the fact that you're like, damn, like I want more. But I listen. There is going to be more coming. There's obviously going to be DLC uh coming to the game. I would think, right? I would think DLC is gonna.
um well, when this game was coming out, they compared it to that Uncharted Lost Legacy game, which was kind of its like own thing.
Right, right.
So don't I don't know. I haven't heard anything. I won't say no. Insomniac is way too generous to a fan base that's
Yeah,
way too mean to it. Um, and honestly, I don't know if I want to see DLC.
true.
I kind of want Spider-Man 2 because what they're setting up for Spider-Man 2 is exciting, especially with that you saw that end credit scene. So
Yes.
so they mentioned another character there. I was just like, ooh,
I would say that if they do release DLC, it probably won't be like the first one where they had a couple of was it like two different or three different
it was three. They were
parts
all
to it?
yeah, they were all right. They weren't anything
Yeah, but
crazy.
they were all right. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't anything crazy. It was just a couple things to do.
It was like taking on
Uh,
some D list Spider-Man villains.
right. I see them releasing at least one DLC for
Maybe.
Miles Morales, but I don't see it being anything like crazy, crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe. Well, that was your number one. That's awesome. That I think that would have been my number one if my number one game didn't exist this year, and that number one game
Number one.
is Fast and Furious Crossroads. Yeah, baby.
Oh
Family.
fuck.
Listen, when you get in this
What the
when when you turn this game on and it takes 10 minutes to turn on, and then you see Vin Diesel and Michelle Rodriguez introduce you into that one mission, then you never see them again for the rest of the game.
fuck?
You keep playing because you think like, "Nah, let me stop."
Vin Diesel.
Vin Diesel, it's family. Anyway, all right. My number one game,
Furious.
the controversial Last of Us 2. Um,
Yeah, okay.
I don't know. I mean, I understand why there's controversy to this game, but I feel like the same kind of controversy is what happened with The Last Jedi. And you can compare these two because these two franchises at the time really were about telling an engaging story that didn't have to do with fan expectations or what should be done. This was like a real story. And that's something that kind of blew my mind that people got so I'm not gonna I mean, should we get into spoilers? Oh, I mean, I guess you haven't finished the game, so we won't get into spoilers. We'll have a
I'm in
spoiler.
the middle of it. Yeah, so maybe. Yeah.
Um, but I mean, you know the main thing where yeah, okay, this happens in the beginning of the game. Big spoiler. You don't want to find out if somehow you don't know about this. Congratulations. I want to know what planet you live on where you use the internet and this hasn't been spoiled for you, but here comes The Last of Us 2
Yeah. I
spoiler.
mean, I knew I was going to be playing this game, and I still that this part still was spoiled for me, which is
Well,
unavoidable at this point. At that
well,
point.
I think you were watching me stream it too, so
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, even if I wasn't streaming, I mean, watching you stream that point, I still would have found out later on because
yeah,
people were fucking. It was like a fucking just a shit show.
yeah. So Um, Final warning: Last of Us 2 spoiler. I'll tell you when to tune in. I don't know, but anyway, big shock. Joel dies, and I mean, a lot of people kind of, I think, had theories that maybe I mean, me going into the game, from what I saw from the trailers, it made it seem like Ellie's girlfriend died, and that would set her on the path to revenge, and Joe was going to join up, and they're gonna. But I think maybe that's what people thought from the impression of the trailers. Um, I honestly, the story itself kind of justifies his death. I don't want to go too much into. I don't know where exactly you are, but um, I think people are upset that how it went down. Um, but they like fail to understand that if this game is a lot about details, and I want to replay it when it's been enough time, because the reason this game is a game of the year for me, because it was such a journey. Like when you switch over in the midpoint, I hope I'm not spoiling this to uh John, where are you in the game?
Um, Again, I'm not that far. Uh, which part would I say I'm at? I'm not that far. Let's just say that. Like, I'm not even okay. I guess I could pinpoint it where
But are you aware of what happened? Like they're not story wise, but like gameplay wise, something kind of shifts.
no,
Okay.
no.
All right.
You know,
Well,
I literally just I just because I just what happened. I was planning on playing Cyberpunk, but then that turned into a shit show. So then I started playing The Last of Us 2, and I just put it into. I
all right.
just started the game yesterday.
I got you. I won't spoil it. All right. Well, what I will use is key phrasing as to, you play the whole game, and you will take it either as a revenge story or as a story of forgiveness. And there's been very much debates between, is this just purely a story about revenge, or is this a story about forgetting, yada yada yada. But the mechanics they do with the gameplay, I feel, might have upset people, but at the same point, from a story point, it is a very interesting dynamic what they do. And I mean, I have complaints. I can't go into it too much without ruining it for John here. But is it a perfect story? No, it's not a perfect story. Did Joel deserve to die? I mean, Joel wasn't a saint. I think people, you know, Naughty Dog hit it out the park, making you feel his sorrow for his daughter dying, and then you know, gamers are a sucker for a dude with a grouchy dude with a beard that beats the shit out, who's extremely violent. And then you met Ellie, who every gamer dad wanted to be their surrogate daughter, because she was like the cursing little child, the little murder girl. That's like popular with like Kick Ass and Hit Girl or
One
whatever.
thing I'll chime in with, yeah, one thing I'll chime in real quick about that is, hey, for the people out there, bro, sometimes the people you really, really like, sometimes they don't live a long, peaceful life. Sometimes shit just happens and they fucking die. That's just how the world works, bro. Okay. So, I don't listen. I like Joel. I wouldn't have mind seeing more of the Joel in but listen, I think one thing that they were kind of showing is that actions have consequences, and sometimes people just die.
Exactly.
You
And
know,
sometimes people, like, this is the thing that drives me crazy, is like, and then from the beginning of the game, you see that he's in this small gated community. He's not living where he was before, like pretty where he was in like a gated community, but it was with armed guards, and there was curfews, and they couldn't go to certain places, so he had to always keep his guard up. So he let his guard down, you know. And I don't.
true.
It's gonna be a
Also, he like you said, he pissed off a lot of people in the first one.
yeah,
Let's
and
not forget that he
that's
Joe did a lot of shit because he wanted to do it because he felt like that's what he wanted to do.
yeah.
That
You
was his, you know,
That
actions
was
have
his that
consequences, man.
yeah, that whole game, that whole moment from the first game, they explore so much in detail in this one. And I just really love that the story did not give a fuck. Like it was just like, here, we're gonna tell you this story, and like you're not gonna like seeing your hero die. And Joel's not the best role model. You can find better role models, to be honest. But I like Joel too, and I was upset too. But as I play the game more, I understand
Sure.
why what
Yeah.
happened, and it's just such an interesting dynamic what they do with the gameplay. That I'm just trying, bite my tongue. But, like, it was just such a journey. It was an emotional journey for me. Towards the end, I felt something I never felt in a game where I was just like, I don't want to do
Yeah.
this. Like I literally felt like I don't want to do this moment, which in any other game would be like a great big moment where I'm just like, I gotta do this. I gotta, win the day and game, hit the credits, feel better. And when the credits roll in this game, you sit there just thinking like, wow, I don't know how I feel. Not normally how I feel when I beat a game. Like this was something kind of real, even though it's not, but just felt real. Like it just felt messy and human, I guess. And I mean, from the story aspect to the
Yeah.
graphics to the combat, oh my god, the fact that you can choose to play however you want, like it's encouraged to be stealthy, but they give you so much more ways to fight in this one. So if you don't want to be stealthy, and that's why I'm like, please, where is the multiplayer mode of this? Because they are working on it. It's gonna be its own game because they have some great ambitions for them. I'm really curious, but I
I
mean,
feel you.
if they do a part three. I don't know if they can do a part three for where it ends up. I'm not gonna spoil anything, but I would love to go back to that world, even though it is a brutal world with uncomfortable moments. I think it's something that is so rare in video games to make me feel like uncomfortable, and that is why it's my game of the year. Like especially in this year, it was like, damn, dude, that was like an experience. That was something, and I can't wait to hear what you
Hey,
say.
I'm having a. I listen. I'm pretty early into the game, but I'm loving what I'm seeing and what I've played and what I'm seeing so far. So
Yeah, I can't wait.
I'll definitely once I'm done with it, I'm definitely gonna bring it up and well, I'll be done with it by the next show. So the next show I'll be able to have my I'll share my opinions about it on there with the whole bro army.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I can't wait to hear what you say. It's
Yeah.
it's a deep game, and there's like a lot of details people miss towards the end, especially that I missed. That people on the internet were like, "Well, if you look at it this way," I'm like, "Oh shit, you're right." So that's my game of the year, and Ghost of Tsushima. I wish I could have put on my list. I'm trying to think of other games. I even thought about Marvel's Avengers, but we all know, the whole world is shitting on it, and I don't think it deserves that much grief. I think there's a really good game there, but needs a lot of work. Uh,
With that game, with Marvel Avengers, I I I want to hold it and cuddle it and give it a peck on the forehead,
yeah,
and then I want to take it and beat the fuck out of it.
yeah.
Then I want to pick it up and give it a hug and dust it off, and then I want to take it and fucking throw it out the window and set it on fire.
See, there is a bright future because they finally released Kate Bishop, and it showed the world, because this game is this first service, and it showed them like, hey, here's a new character, here's a new story. Like the story wise, the story is interesting. Like the characters work. It's just like the game itself is struggling to come up with new content because even as you play Kate's story, you're kind of going through the same levels you've been going through. You're not really finding anybody really new till towards the end. And yeah, Kate's freaking fun to play as, but yeah, they really gotta
We
come up
need
with
more, bro. We need more.
it
And
will.
the time is ticking,
Yep.
and I don't know if they'll be able to ever recover, Danny.
Yeah, it'd be fucking hilarious if this game doesn't recover and they don't make it to Spider-Man. And all the people that were bitching about this Spider-Man exclusive are like, "Ha, you never got it."
Oh, oh man. By the way, this roast beef sandwich from Arby's is hitting right now, bro.
You got a roast beef sandwich from
I got a
Arby's.
roast beef.
All right. Well, that was our top 5 games of 2020. We're gonna move on to top 5 movies.
Before we head to our top 5 movies of 2020, I would just like to interject and share another passage from Green Lights by Matthew McConaughey, if that's all right.
Hold on, I'm gonna look this up. What did
Recently, I worked up the courage to sit down with those diaries. I found stories I experienced, lessons I learned, and forgot poems, prayers, prescriptions, beliefs about what matters, and a whole bunch of bumper stickers. I found a reliable theme, an approach to living that gave me more satisfaction at this time and still. If you know how and when to deal with life's challenges, how to get relative with the inevitable, you can enjoy a state of success I call catching green lights.
All right, all right, all right.
It's a little passage from Green Lights by Matthew McConaughey.
folks, while he was reading that, I had to go on Google and look up the cover. First, I had to look up if this was a real book if he wasn't pulling my dick chain or something. But just a black and white picture of Matthew McConaughey looking off in
Oh,
the
what's real?
distance. It looks like he's praying or thinking really hard. This is
It is,
amazing.
it is
This is
real. This
holy
book,
crap.
people, you hear it? Hear that sound?
Oh my god.
It is the Bible. It is my Bible.
Well, I think you need to save a passage to read at the end for us. I think we need to sign.
Listen, I got passages on deck, brother.
Beautiful. Well,
Yeah,
let's do our top 5 movies. Do you have top 5 or we're doing top 4? What's going on?
I got top 5 movies.
All right. Well, we'll shoot through them real quick because we want to make sure we have room for what we have at the end. So my number 5. Actually, I want to interject real quick before I go into the top 5 thing. It was a very I wouldn't say it was a terrible year for movies because streaming services came in clutch, and Netflix was releasing their own things. Crave was releasing. Oh, sorry, that's Canadian thing. All the streaming services like Amazon had Borat 2, Shutter, which I think one or two movies from Shutter actually made it on my list. Anyway, so speaking about streaming services, the Netflix movie The Trial of the Chicago 7, sorry, The Trial of the Chicago 7 uh surprised me because even Sacha Baron Cohen is in it, and I'm
Fuck.
totally, it's based on a
I
true
just
story.
spelled Arby's sauce. Oh, fuck. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mute. I spelled Arby's sauce on myself.
Well, take care
Sorry,
of
Danny,
yourself.
go ahead.
There you go. You take care of that. I'm gonna leave that on the podcast.
Fucking Arby's sauce.
So the trial of the Chicago 7 is based on a real life story event of protest. Oh my god, I'm drawing a blank right here. I'm gonna put pictures of this protest based on a real story of these 7 individuals that go to trial for being part of a protest because it gets out of hand, and the government is pretty much trying to make them the scapegoats. And in this trial that goes on for months, you follow all the ups and downs they go through in the court case, and everybody's an amazing. It's a pretty solid all-star cast. I'm totally drawing blanks on who's in it, but I'm just gonna put pictures. Here's a picture. Here's a picture.
That's where the pictures come into play, brother.
Yeah, it's an art form. But I think the real standout character was the judge in this trial. I've never seen a court case movie where I just couldn't understand how this person is a judge, because the stuff he does is like insane, and the fact that it really happened is even more insane, dude. It just shows you how corrupt it fucking the system is. Like that this judge can just get away with what he does.
True.
It's so crazy.
Fuck yeah.
But definitely check out The Trial of the Chicago 7, an amazing story that I can't even give you the details because I'm
I
alone.
gotta check that out too.
It's on the Netflix. So what's your number 5? You got the Arby's sauce situation sorted out?
I got I got the Arby's sauce situated, bro.
Arby's came on you.
Crisis averted. Arby's came all over me, bro. He sauced me down. He sauced me down for the holidays.
But that's your number 5. Arby's came on me.
Yeah, I was eating his roast beef and he shot his fucking sauce on me.
What's the fuck is your number 5? Jesus.
All right. My number 5
Do the voice.
is Hubie Halloween.
Oh my god.
Adam Sandler.
Oh my god.
Halloween.
I mean, I watched it.
Say no more.
I watched
Say
it.
no less.
It's a dumb fun. It had some moments. It had some moments.
Listen, like you said, it was the year where movies were just all over the place. There was, all the big movies we were expecting. A lot of them just, didn't air. We didn't get to see them.
Yeah,
Uh,
we just got our first superhero movie of the year. You know how crazy that is?
it's wild. It's fucking. It's just crazy talk, is what it
And the
is.
reviews for Wonder Woman 1984 could not be more
Not
mixed.
good. Not good from what I've seen.
Yeah, they could not. One guy who's always like a pro. I forgot his name on Twitter, but he sucks Warner Brothers' dick so hard. Especially anything Warner Brothers, I know he's like, oh, it's so amazing. His review was him trying so hard
Yeah.
to be like middle of the ground. Hey, it's not that bad, but also it's not that good. But hey, it's not that bad. And everybody called him out, and I was dying. He's like, wow, that's a really shining review you got there, dude.
Yeah. That's when shit is like, it's like the guy's just desperately trying to fucking hang on, not trying to shit on it.
Yeah, trying to keep that nice sweet deal he got going on. But Hubie Halloween,
Yeah,
huh?
oh yeah. Hubie Halloween, bro. Listen, I don't got to say no more than Adam Sandler and in a big old love letter to Halloween.
Yeah, I
It's
wish
just
we got more of his
stupid.
mom.
It's fucking, it's just, but it's entertaining,
I wish
And
we got more of his mom in the t-shirts. She was pretty good.
yeah, I'm just like, hey, listen, fucking Hubie Halloween. I'm gonna be watching Hubie Halloween every fucking Halloween, every year now, bro.
Yeah,
That's it.
it was. I really, you know, was against it. My wife wanted to watch it. We watched it, and I laughed a couple times, and I was mad at myself, but I did. So good job, Adam Sandler.
I laughed at a lot of stupid times, things that weren't intentional, which is one of the things I love. Like there are moments that they want you to laugh, but I'm not really laughing. But then there's moments that you're not supposed to be laughing, but I'm dying laughing.
Yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah. Adam Sandler. It is
And
old
sometimes
school.
things are so dumb that it's hilarious.
If you missed old school Adam Sandler, well, he's back. You missed Billy Madison, Adam Sandler. That's him. He's Hubie Halloween. That's your Adam Sandler's.
For some reason, the way you said that made me think of Stefan from Saturday Night Live.
Oh
When
yeah,
you like, if you missed Adam Sandler, old school Adam Sandler, don't worry, he's back.
he's
And
doing.
the new name is Sash, and this club has everything. I used to love that guy.
Oh
It
my
was
God,
so
Stefan, so good. You
one
gotta
of
you gotta watch that actor in Barry. That show is amazing.
bro. That's another show. Listen, there's a bunch of shows that it's part of my New Year's resolution. A bunch of shows that I need to watch in 2021.
What you need to give me the list of shows. Your
Yeah,
captain
and give me the order.
your Captain America list.
Yes.
I'll add it to the list, I will put a number order of importance. Like, no, you gotta watch this first. Gotta watch this first.
Yes.
All right. So, what is your number 4? You could do it first. Go do the voice.
My number 4,
You're,
I'll just say,
you're not doing the voice.
oh, that's right. Number 4. My number 4, yeah, fucking sound effect. My number 4 is a movie called The Fanatic.
Oh, what the fuck? All right.
Oh man.
Wait, is that with John Travolta?
Yeah.
Wait, that came out this year?
Didn't it?
I don't
Didn't
know.
it?
I don't know, dude. I mean, maybe. It feels like it was on Netflix, right?
I think it was on Amazon Prime.
Oh, and didn't Limp Bizkit direct it, Fred Durst, or he wrote it?
Yeah.
Oh my God, you watched it? Tell me, talk.
I
talk.
watched it as soon as it came out.
Oh, does
I
he
just
does he kill a dog in it? Didn't Fred Durst say he wanted to write a movie where a dog dies or something? Is that the movie?
There's a lot going on in this movie. I'll just tell you that. Right? Let me tell the Hobos out there, okay?
Okay.
The Fanatic is a American psychological horror thriller film
Okay, look up
directed,
pictures.
co-written, directed and co-written by none other than Fred Durst. It stars John Travolta
I didn't
as an
know for the
autistic.
nookie.
Yeah, it stars John Travolta as an autistic man obsessed with meeting his favorite actor,
Oh boy.
played by Devon Sawa. That's right, the kid from Final Destination and Idle Hands.
What?
Yeah,
Are you fucking kidding me right now?
yeah,
And I know who you're talking about because
yeah,
I grew up in that era and watched those movies. Are you
yeah, exactly.
kidding me?
No, no,
I'm
no.
sorry. Go ahead.
And you guys, you just have to see this movie. I couldn't believe what I was watching. Just John Travolta, the way he looks with that stupid fucking haircut, and being obsessed with Devon Sawa, and the stupid shit that goes on in this movie, the acting, the fact that Fred Durst is behind the camera, like actually knowing that Fred motherfucking Durst is behind the camera in this movie
Is there any
and
is there any Limp Bizkit songs?
I don't think so from what I remember.
Wow. It seems like a missed
I mean,
opportunity.
yeah, right. This movie, I mean, it's something that when I saw what like when I found out what that it was John Travolta playing this autistic guy who's obsessed with this actor, and then it was written and co-written and directed by Fred Durst. I said to myself, okay, who the fuck is pulling my leg, bro? Who's bullshitting me here? Like that's a bullshit fucking sentence if I've ever heard. And when I found out that this was a real thing, I wasted no time. I said as soon as this movie goes, on demand, I'm watching it. And
Holy shit.
I paid my out of my own pockets to see this movie. I
What
think it's on Amazon Prime now, but
it,
when it first came out, yeah.
it was on it might be a Canada thing because Canada gets different shit on Netflix. Like they get a lot of crazy ass movies on Netflix. I'm like, wow, is this on wow.
It
But
might
yeah,
be on Netflix now too.
it was
But
on
from when
Netflix for a
it
while.
first came out, yeah, when it first came out, it was on demand. You had to rent it. And then last time I saw, I think I remember seeing it on Amazon Prime. But let me tell you, it's on my top 5 favorite movies. Not because of anything, not to do it anything about how good it was,
What's it called
but
again?
The Fanatic.
I'm gonna look this
But
up. Oh yeah.
I appreciate stupid shit and stupid, horrible shit. And in the year in 2020, I really I needed a movie like that. I needed John Travolta playing an autistic man obsessed with Devon Sawa, and I needed Fred Durst to write and direct this movie. We America needed this, and by God, we got it.
Yeah.
And I love the absolute garbage and fucking pure shit this movie is. I love it with all my heart,
It's insane that to think Fred Durst directed John Travolta. It's something.
bro. It's, I mean, just that like I said, it's John Travolta, the way he looks first off in this movie, playing an autistic stalker obsessed with Devon Sawa. I mean, what more could you want? And then Fred Durst is fucking running this shit.
Oh yeah, there's a picture of Fred Durst with a beard. Looks like a dad now. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this movie came out last year.
Oh fuck.
Uh,
I don't know why I thought it came out in January
it's
this year.
fine, whatever, man. That's your number.
What the fuck, bro?
What was that? Your number
Hey, you
four?
know what? Fuck it. You know what? It is what it is. It deserves to be 2020.
Uh,
Fuck it.
Wait, oh yeah, that was your number five,
I'm not.
right?
That was my number 4.
Oh, what was your five? What?
My 5 was Hubie Halloween, bro.
Oh yeah, yeah. Okay, so my number four. I
People are listening to my number 5 and 4, and they're like, "This guy's his taste in movies is fucking putrid."
Hey,
Hubie Halloween, fanatic, got this guy off the fucking show.
I mean, there was people when that movie came out. People were enjoying it. They were like, you know what? I enjoy it. We need laughs. And I mean, one of my movies on this list is geared towards people have mixed feelings for it. But anyway, my number four was The Invisible Man that came out this year. Came out early this year. Was in theaters.
Hey,
Did you happen to see it?
yep,
It's by Blumhouse, right?
yep.
Ah, man, this movie. Um, from the trailers, you would think, "Ah, God, looks dumb," and that's what I thought too. And until I started hearing things and being like, "No, no, 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 no. Go into this movie not knowing anything. Just go watch this movie." And I don't even want to ruin anything for you folks. I like that how it was grounded in reality. I like the abusive relationship dynamic. It's kind of frightening.
Mm-hmm.
I like the shots where she's alone and they give enough space for someone to be in the room and you're not sure if they are in the room with her. I really liked I love the dining room scene. Holy crap. When that scene
Yeah,
happened,
that was.
holy crap.
Or how about the part that dropped my jaw dropped is when she was at dinner with her sister and her fucking throat gets slit out of nowhere.
Okay, that was a scene I was trying not to ruin, but yes, that's it.
Oh,
that's that's why I call it
true.
that scene. Yeah, yeah, that was wow. It was really well done. Like I was really shocked. Came out of nowhere, and I don't know if they're gonna try to make it part of their whole monster universe that no one asked for. I know there's a sequel. What
I think
is
they are, but I don't think they're connecting it. Like, you know
okay?
what I mean?
I kind of hope not. I hope it's his own thing. I do.
I don't think so.
I would be curious in the sequel, but yeah, it really was like wow. Definitely check it out if you're a horror fan. Definitely check it out if you like good
I'm really
movies.
interested. They're doing the Wolfman with fuck. Why am I forgetting his name?
Let's see if I can look it up.
The good-looking guy from fucking Ryan Gosling.
Ryan Gosling's gonna be the Wolfman.
Yeah, but it's like a different type of deal. Like he plays like a network anchor, and that's all I know so far.
All right, well, is it with Blumhouse? Luminous,
Yeah,
Blum, blum, blum. All right, well, that was
and
my.
the same guy that did the Invisible Man,
All right, well,
the
we'll
same
see.
director.
We'll see. So that was my number four, and keeping with the horror theme, we'll hop into number three. And I want to give a shout out. My number three 2020 movie is Host. I guess it was on Shutter, right? I guess that was a Shutter exclusive. Did you happen to check out
Yeah,
Host with
yeah, I think it was. I did. It was very good.
dude? That shit, especially they literally filmed it during COVID lockdown times. It's
Mm,
all through Zoom calls. You can pretty much call it a new, I guess, a modern day paranormal activity, and it definitely it got me a couple times. Like it made me jump a couple times. Like it definitely
same.
creep, creeped me out. It's short, but it's sweet and horrible, but in a good way. And yeah, it was just really well done for the concept that it was. And when I saw it, I was telling like, oh, I gotta watch this. This shit really got me. Like, whoa. It was just a clever idea. Like I don't know what else to say about it, but definitely check it out. It definitely gets Shutter. Um, if not for the great movies, but for the Last Drive-In with Joe Bob, I'm giving a shout out to that because that Joe Bob show, and I've been telling this hobo here to watch it because I know when you finally watch it, you're gonna be like, why have I not watched it sooner?
Wait, what? Which movie?
Oh, sorry, I jumped into TV shows. Talking about the Last
Oh,
Drive-In with Joe Bob.
oh. Yes, I do want to get into it though.
It's just such a magical thing from. It just feels like something from from like our childhood of like the Mystery Science Theater kind of thing where you like have a curator that you watch a movie with, and then like in between breaks, he talks about the movie and shares facts. And he's just such like an old cowboy dude he's such a character. Joe Bob, he's such a character that you just get invested in him. And I don't know, man, it's such an amazing thing that Shutter has like helped to keep going. But anyway, what's your number three movie of 2020?
My number 3 movie is called The Rental,
Oh,
and
that's
stars. I believe it was directed. I know it was written. Well, the screenplay was done by Dave Franco, but stars Dan Stevens, Allison Brie, uh, the guy who's from The guy who plays Lip from Shameless. I don't remember his name. Uh,
Oh yeah, I remember seeing something about this movie. Yeah, directed Dave Franco.
very cool horror movie that completely came out of nowhere. It's an independent movie. I had no idea about this movie until it came. It was put out on it was on demand. Basically, it's like two couples. They're on a getaway at some like an oceanside getaway, and they all like they go to a rental out there, and without giving too much away, let's just say there's a story amongst that starts unraveling amongst the four, but then also on top of that, uh it turns out that there's something creepy going on in that rental, and
And
that's all
that
I'll say.
renter. Yeah, yeah. I remember
Yeah,
this movie because a YouTuber kind of ruined it for me. That's why I never watched it. But yeah, I would not ruin that surprise for
yeah,
people. That was pretty cool. I might
yeah,
still check it out.
yeah. So that's my number three.
All right. So
Very good
what?
movie.
Yeah, I might check that out. What is your number two of the year? Number two.
My number. I forgot to do that for number three. Fuck. Oh fuck.
We're just gonna.
Uh,
I'm gonna have you record it at the end, and I'm just gonna edit them in.
yeah, we can just put it in there. Right? Okay. Well, my number two movie is a movie that you talked about earlier on your list, and that's The Invisible Man.
Oh,
You pretty much
this is your number
uh,
two.
this is my number two. Yeah,
Uh,
you described it perfectly, Danny. This is a movie that when I originally saw the trailer, and I was like, wait a minute, The Invisible Man. So now that it's being changed, now The Invisible Man's a woman beater and a fucking womanizer and a controlling fucking maniac. And then I was like, okay, that could be interesting, I guess. I saw the trailer, I was like, whatever. I don't really know. I wasn't. I say maybe at the most it could be like a decent movie, but boy, let me tell you, when it came out and I was just hearing nothing but just strong praise, I was like, really? That got
yeah.
me even more interested. And let me tell you, I got to see it uh, earlier than earlier than anticipated, because originally it came out in the movies, but it came out like, I shit you not, this movie came out, I believe, 2 or 3 weeks before COVID
Yep. You're right.
fully hit and
Yeah.
everything got shut down.
Oh, you're 100% right. Yep.
Yeah, and then it got put on to demand.
Yep. And we
Uh,
paid like full price for it.
yeah, yeah, and I had no regrets because the movie was just fantastic. Fantastic acting from everyone in the movie. Great directing, a great story, a different story. Everything's made sense.
Yeah, it was very clever.
Um, yeah, very clever. Um, just very, very well done. Some jumps in there, legit scary spots, scary moments. Just everything that I like in a movie, or more so, a thriller, or horror movie, whatever you want to classify it as. Um, it was just a great movie, and I think there's nothing better, man, bro. Like, when you get something great from something that you really wasn't expecting to be,
Yeah,
you know.
I gotta give a shout out to horror movies this year. There's something very cathartic of watching other people in terrible situations when you yourself are in a terrible situation, especially a situation where you don't know what tomorrow will bring, and that's what 2020 was like. What's next? At least with a horror movie, you're like, somebody's gonna get murdered, and it's not me, and I don't care.
Yeah, yeah, for real,
So,
it's true. So yeah, that was my number two.
all right. So
The
my
Invisible
number
Man.
two, my number two was Borat. I guess it's not called Borat. Number two is called Borat, subject movie film or something. But dude, where the hell did this movie come from? Just, like Sacha Baron Cohen
I was
filmed it
surprised.
Yeah, like in secret during this year, during COVID, like only one part of it kind of got leaked was the when he dresses up as a cowboy and plays at that fair. That got kind of leaked because people kind
I
of
didn't even know about that.
yeah. Well, I watched these news bros on YouTube, and they were like, "Oh, he must be doing a new show," because they thought it was a new season to Who is America or This is America, whatever. I forgot what that show was, but
Yeah.
I mean, it was just it's just so insane and so needed. We needed him to just make fun of the current climate of just idiots and misinformation that it is now, and it was just, and even the whole daughter story was pretty good. I noticed a lot.
And he does it really well too.
Oh my god, it was just it's shocking. Like we showed some Canadian friends here, and she was just draw hit the floor. Like her face was like every moment was just like, oh my god, are how how are these real people? So
Oh, they're real.
yeah,
They're real.
and he's really good at just finding the just real. Like he got Giuliani. Like that scene is just horrifying, and
Giuliani.
the Goblin.
Oh God, that was frightening.
Oh, that was yeah.
Funny, bro.
And I watched an interview with Sasha, and he was like, "Yeah, I was hidden in like the bathroom, and I could like I don't think he could see what was going on, or I think he could see. He made the call to come out because he wasn't sure what was going to happen, and I gotta give him
No, I'm just laughing. I'm like, oh, he knew what was gonna happen.
yeah. Well, that's why he stopped the scene because he was just like,
Yeah,
he's not going to subject his, because she was an actor,
yeah,
not really his daughter. He was an act,
exactly.
so he was like, no, I'm going to stop her from being scarred.
Oh yeah, we all knew where that was going, bro.
Oh yeah. So yeah, Borat 2 is my number.
Giuliani's cock.
Oh God. Uh, yeah, that's my number 2.
Rudy's cock.
So number 1 time. You want me to go first? You want to go first?
My number one movie of 2020 is The Way Back, starring Ben Affleck. And I'll say, I'm a fan of Ben Affleck. I'll just let me just put that out there. Ben Affleck, he's come a long way from the days of Geely and Daredevil. Ben Affleck is a fine actor. He's a very good actor, and he's a very good, maybe possibly even better director. But this movie, I it you know it showed that he is a great actor. He's as great as an actor as he is as a director.
I'm gonna tell you
And
something.
this, yeah,
I'm gonna tell you something about Ben Affleck.
tell me something about Ben Affleck.
Do you have an actor and actress that, for some reason, no matter what role they play,
You just can't like get into them.
it, it it's with Ben Affleck, it's just like no matter what role he plays, he's always Ben Affleck to me. And I sometimes wonder why this is, and I think it's because of the Jay and Silent Bob movies, because well, that was always a running joke that Ben Affleck was a bomb in Phantoms, and I swear they just mentioned Ben Affleck so much to me that like it just feels like it's him. I don't know if it's just him himself that he's just not that good of an actor for me to see him as as a character. Because like I've seen him in so many movies, and I still just see
No,
fucking Ben Affleck.
I see what you're coming from. Like let's be honest, Ben Affleck hasn't really transformed himself in movies. To like
Yeah, he's no Gary Oldman.
you know right. He's no Leonardo. He's no Leonardo DiCaprio. I
Ooh,
mean,
DiCaprio's. Ooh.
like, he's not gonna. You're not gonna see Ben Affleck doing an accent other than a Boston accent.
Oh
Like we
God.
haven't seen that. You know what I mean? Like
Papa
or
Car-
wearing
Papa Car-
yeah, or drop 60 pounds and and wear a shitload of really impressive prosthetics. We haven't seen that yet.
Uh,
So I do understand where you're coming from. But I gotta say is that, you know, my I Argo and the town is one of my favorite movies of all time. Argo, The Assistant, those movies I really enjoy. There's also another one I'm forgetting.
yeah, I watched The Town. Uh, it still felt like
But
Ben
the
Affleck.
way
It just felt
back,
like Ben Affleck with an accent.
right, right. No,
Like
listen,
he has
I
the
get you.
same haircut too. I feel like he rarely like
Yeah,
maybe
that's what I'm
Argo.
saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, I mentioned like he doesn't go on he doesn't undergo a lot of changes.
It's kind of like
Like
the
he
same.
looks, he has the same hair and look, in almost every
Yeah,
movie.
it's kind of like George Clooney too. George Clooney just feels like George
Oh
Clooney.
yeah, that's another thing, right? Like, let's be like, I think George Clooney needs a little bit more flack because let's be honest, George Clooney is looked at as like one of the like a god actor.
He's like
Ben Affleck,
I
yeah,
think
Ben Affleck
people
is
think he's
not
like
looked
old
at.
school Hollywood. I think the people think George Clooney's like old school Hollywood still or some dumb shit.
I think, yeah, and I guess that's probably part of it. But for crying out loud, George Clooney. I mean, the most he's ever looked different is putting on a mustache, and that's it. He always has the same voice, and he's always, like, you can make the same argument actually for George Clooney is that George Clooney is always George Clooney.
Yeah,
Um,
but sorry.
but he
Well,
gets looked at as like he's like one of the greatest actors in the entire, like he's top 5 of all time, and I'm like,
yeah, yeah.
calm down with that. But the way
He's no
back,
Tom Cruise.
yeah. With the way back, it's a movie. First off, it's a sports movie. Ben Affleck plays. He was like a superstar in, like, I believe high school or college. From
It's a,
college.
it's a sports movie. No wonder it's your number one.
But listen, the thing is that, like, I honestly, as much as a big fan I am of sports, I really don't like think I have a sports movie as like in my top 10 of movies of all time.
Damn, there's so many.
Uh, or even top 20, actually, if I'm gonna
Yeah,
be honest.
I think Waterboy is my number.
The Mandula
Yeah,
Oblongata.
mama,
Anyway,
mama said.
yeah. uh, the way see what is for me with the way back is two things.
I'm sorry. I keep.
Listen, we're both fucking zooted, Danny. And this,
Dude, I
any
keep.
kind of fucking, poise or fucking structure went out the window a long time ago.
Somebody
Okay?
keeps drinking all my drinks because they going so fast.
Somebody ate all my mozzarella sticks, bro. I could
Oh,
have swore I had
stop
like
talking
2
about
left.
cheese sticks. You're gonna make me order cheese sticks right now,
Bro, get the
motherfucker.
cheese sticks, bro. Just get the cheese
Uh,
sticks, bro.
anyway,
Listen, the way back,
I'll way back to cheese sticks.
the way back to cheese sticks. Oh, bro, I forgot to have fucking chocolate cake in the
Shut the
fucking,
fuck up.
bro.
Now you're
Bro, I
making me
got
hungry.
like a bunch of holiday fucking things from my office that
Oh,
the lawyer was giving away, and there's like just a bunch, just like mango habanero jerky. There's like chocolate cake, lemon cake,
listen,
Italian cookie.
listen. Talk about your movie, or I'm gonna talk about mine.
All right, the way back. Ben Affleck plays. He's a former college basketball legend, and his life went to shit. He became an alcoholic. Um, Him and his wife son died due to cancer.
God damn.
Um, his life just like his like that led to like that, and didn't help, and his drinking went off the rocker even more. Him and his wife split, and his whole life has just been like fucking garbage. And you know he eventually, without saying, not giving away the whole entire fucking script, he finds his way back to becoming he gets a shot at a shitty team, for a Catholic school, a shitty basketball team, at a Catholic school. Actually, it's a Catholic school that he used to go to. And it has a little bit of the similar formula where he goes a bunch of you know people, a group of kids that are a ragtag bunch of kids, and he comes in, and eventually it ends on a high note, right? For the kids and for Ben Affleck's character. But the reason why it's so good to me is that one of the fascinating things is that Ben Affleck in real life had just he was in rehab for alcohol when his wife or his ex-wife at the because they were exes during that time. Jennifer Garner approached him about that movie and said that she thinks that doing this movie would help him. And so this dude, the first thing he does out of rehab is he takes this movie, and you can see throughout some of the speeches that he does in the movie, the acting, you can see real life pain and struggles on the face and in the emotions of Ben Affleck. Like watching this movie, it's not acting. It is like there's a part where he's doing a speech to the kids, and like as he's talking about like you're better than what you think you are, and life is hard, and you're gonna find out just how much shit it's gonna be thrown at you, and it's not an excuse for you to lie down, like and throughout the speech, and he's getting more and more passionate with it, like you can hear his like voice crack through it, and it's just like watching that it's like straight up like actual real life shit. Like at that point, this movie, it's not just a movie for Ben Affleck. Like this is like real life shit for him.
So he's cheating.
And yeah, pretty much.
So it's just Andrew Garfield and Emma Stone in those two Spider-Man movies, just being a couple.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it is. Like bullshit. Like, hey, you guys are a fucking couple anyway.
Well, it sounds interesting. I don't know if I ever watch it, but I could see why you like it. I could see why it's your number one.
It's a very, very good just movie. Just everything together is just a great movie.
All right. Well, enough of that bullshit.
Enough of Ben Affleck. You leave my Ben Affleck alone.
No, we have to suffer. I have to suffer him being Batman again. So we're gonna. I know. Robert Pattinson is Batman now. This is a disgrace.
He's gonna kill it, bro. Watch.
I know he's gonna kill it.
My boy R. Pats is gonna kill it.
I watched Good Times. Did I tell you I watched Good Times?
You didn't tell me you watched Good Times.
Yeah, I won't get too much into it, but I will say everyone watch Good Times. It's by the same directors that directed the Adam Sandler Uncut Gems.
Yeah,
the two brothers, and it is.
Name is brother.
Yeah, something like that.
I don't know. I think I just grabbed that name out of my ass. To be honest with you.
It sounds about right. I don't know. I'm too lazy to look on my phone. But I will say one thing. I will say one thing to you about Good Times. It's not my number one. That came out. I don't know what year that came out. But
yeah, I think that came out 2 years ago.
I like the scene in the end of Good Times when Robert Pattinson is yelling at that dude how much of a fuck up he is. And then the last scene you see is of Robert Pattinson in the back of the cop car. Yeah. And then you realize he's the fuck up. Like he's the one that just like described himself. Because like this whole movie, he just constantly fucking up to the point of no return.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, that was a crazy anxiety ridden. Those guys like to make anxiety ridden movies.
Oh, they do. And that's a movie for anybody that really wants to think. Because I watched watching that movie, I'll tell you right now, I wasn't thinking about no fucking Edward Cullen vampire, all right?
Oh no.
So for anybody that thinks that Robert Pattinson is tied down to being a fucking sparkly vampire, you watch that movie, you tell me you fucking think about Edward Cullen.
No, there's an example of a great actor. In Good Times and The Lighthouse, completely different people. Oh, so yeah, dude's got range. Can't wait to see his Batman. Anyway, let's get to my number one movie of 20.
Number one.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Beautiful.
You're
Uh,
welcome.
gonna be Bill and Ted 3 or Bill and Ted Face the Music.
Oh, okay, okay.
It just it came out, what was it, end of August, September? I don't know. It just felt like
Somewhere in there.
the summer was just piped with horrible news, or just so much was going on that it was just such a joyous, fun, kind of dumb. I mean, it's Bill and Ted movie. It just was. It was
Yeah.
so. It was just so fun. It was just. It took me away from 2020, and these two dudes were like Bill and Ted again. Even though you could tell that they're obviously older, and Keanu had his damn John Wick haircut that he can't cut, but he now finally cut. I don't know if you saw him.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw him in the Game Awards.
Oh no, he did.
Yeah, he shaved his head.
He's bald.
Well, he's got like a buzz cut. He kind of
Oh,
he
I
kind of
don't know.
he when I saw it, he kind of had that same Neo buzz cut from the Matrix. So I was like, what's going on there?
Oh,
Yeah,
maybe it was that.
yeah. Anyway, um,
Mm.
but yeah, it was just a fun movie, and they just stepped back into that role, and it was just such a fun movie. It was so lighthearted. It was a movie that wanted to make you feel good, and it made me feel good, and like I was like, damn, dude, this is such a fun. Like I almost felt like rewatching it the minute I just wanted to stay with Bill and Ted and go on more adventures, and I just don't know, I just had fun. It was my it helped me. It
I
just
haven't seen it yet. I want to see it.
was a fun movie. It was they were just Bill and Ted. It was amazing how back to Bill and Ted they were. Like they never
Hey,
left it.
isn't that what it's supposed to be? A Bill and Ted movie is supposed to be fun, right?
Yeah,
Any movie, anything that's like in the realm of entertainment is supposed to be enjoyable. You're supposed to have fun.
yeah,
So
it was fun.
if you had fun, I think that's worth it.
Yeah, and that's Bill and Ted is my number one movie. I will put it out there. I couldn't watch Wonder Woman because the HBO version we have in Canada, apparently we won't get Wonder Woman until it's out of theaters in Canada. It's not day and date like HBO Max is in the States. So fuck that. That's so stupid. I'm gonna get a VPN, and I'm gonna get fucking HBO Max here because fuck you. Fuck.
I didn't watch Wonder Woman because I didn't give a fuck to watch Wonder Woman. I'm
I
gonna be honest.
I want to watch it because there's literally not been a superhero movie other than uh, Harley Quinn and the long title. Which
Yeah,
I,
Birds of Prey.
oh yeah, you go Birds of Prey. The long title. Whoa. Actually they changed.
I mean, I'll see it when I see it. I'll put it that way. I'll see it when I see it.
What, Wonder Woman?
But I wasn't gonna go out of my way to watch Wonder Woman. Yeah.
No, yeah. I'll just wait because apparently we will get it. We just have to wait till it's not in theaters. And I didn't see Tenet because I wasn't gonna go to theaters, and I was gonna torrent
Yeah, I
it.
didn't see it either.
I was thinking of torrenting it, but apparently it's gonna come to the program we have once it's out of theaters. But I said, hey, let's wait. We got a new sound bar, so even though I heard mixed reviews on that, so just wanted to put that out there for folks. And we don't see every movie, we don't play every game, but
Yeah,
we're just giving you the personals.
we
And
talk about what we do, bro. What we get to.
but we're not gonna do the top 5 shows. We're kind of running out of time. We want to do our worst moments, but I wanted to just everyone needs to watch on HBO How to with John Wilson. It is a hard show to describe. It's like a documentary from the point of view of this awkward guy that is trying to teach you random things. Like one of the episodes is about how to get better get better memory, get better at remembering things, and the episode just spirals into him going to a Mandela effect. Mandela effect, like convention. I don't know if dude, it's produced by Nathan Fillion, who made the awesome show Nathan For You, which is such an awkward weird show.
Ah,
So it is only 6 episodes, but trust me, you're gonna binge watch them because the last episode, woof, yeah,
I'm gonna have to check that out, man.
it's on the HBO. How to with John Wilson. Check that out, folks. I
I
will.
have to check that
I'll
out.
give you a spoiler. It was my number 2 of 2020. That's how
I
good it
have to
was.
check that out.
And I just recently watched it. I was like, holy crap, that show was. It's just anyway. Let's get to top 5. Doing top 5.
Before we get to our top 5 worst moments of 2020, so I took a one-way ticket to the desert and wrote "What You Hold Now," an album, a record, a story of my life so far. This is 50 years of my sights and scenes, felts, and figured outs, cools and shamefuls, graces, truths, and beauties of brutality. Getting away with, getting caught, and getting wets while trying to dance between the raindrops.
I myself, I jerk off at least twice a day.
Wow. Thank you, McConaughey.
Another passage of Green Lights by Matthew McConaughey.
Do you have an exclusive sponsorship with this?
Listen, Danny.
Are we looking for a sponsorship from Matthew McConaughey?
Absolutely not. Matthew McConaughey is my life coach without even knowing it. This book is guiding my life now, Danny. And I'm going to give back to the man that has offered to guide me without asking for anything in return.
All right. All right. It sounds some beautiful words being spread.
Thank you, Danny.
All right. Well, let's get to our top 5 worst moments, and these could be personal or just what is going on in the world. And I don't think you put it on your list, but if you did, we're not gonna bring up COVID as on this list because that's just obvious. I feel like that's obvious.
It's obvious.
So we're gonna go around things that around it. Anyway, so for example, my number 5 of 2020 worst moment is the amount of misinformation being spread and what it's doing to people. Like, it is literally warping people's sense of reality. And I mean, I get it. Like, you watch only a certain news person or you go to a certain Facebook page. Don't get your knowledge from Facebook. That's not a good place to get it. And I'm gonna put a picture of this. I will put a reference to yeah, we're going. I don't even know where. Buckle up, folks. Buckle up.
Buckle in. Buckle up.
Go. So, Hideo Kojima.
I don't even know where we're going, folks. I'm along for the ride, just like you are.
So I love to go for Facebook. Hideo Kojima. Metal Gear Solid 2. In the end, when you're finding Solidus on top of God, I forgot that famous building in New York. The George Washington something court. I don't know. George Washington's court. You get a Kodak call. Raiden gets a Kodak call from the AI. You know what? I'm not gonna go too much into details of Metal Gear because we'll be here all night, folks. But okay, stay with me. Okay, this game came out in 2001. This Kodak call, this conversation Raiden has with these AIs that were pretty much, they are part, like, the AI was built in America, so it has that American ideology, right? Are you okay?
I'm just like, we really took a left turn.
Trust me. It's gonna come. It's gonna come full circle. Okay. I'm telling you, folks. I'm gonna link a description to this video because this video that Hideo Kojima made this game 2001 put this in his game, and the AI is talking about a world of misinformation, about people going into the bubbles, about just this whole world we live in now, and it's so freaking scary because the AI is pretty much telling Raiden, you guys make so much junk information that it's being unfiltered, it's being uncontrolled, and it's just spreading, and it's hiding stuff, and it's hiding real valuable information that could be passed on to generations. So it's just weird because I got really high and I thought about this and I watched it high and I was just like, holy shit, this is the world we live in now.
Don't say.
So check that out, folks. Wake up.
Wake the fuck up, folks. Listen to Danny. Hideo Kojima,
Hideo Kojima.
fucking Metal Gear Solid 2, misinformation. Get it fucking straight.
2001.
People.
2001.
2001. Fuck. If you're not on Danny's level, get on it, bro. Fuck.
And I think in 10 years from now, we'll understand what Death Stranding was about. Watch.
You might be right.
Just takes. Well, actually, that game was wow, 18 years. 18 years ago, dude. 18 years. That's scary.
Wow.
Anyway, so what's your top 5?
Wow. Well, that was a hell of a 5, Danny.
Sorry.
That was a hell of a number 5 for you. Danny went full fucking tinfoil, fucking watch out. I was not expecting Hideo Kojima and
Better Gear Solid 2.
all those connections. Holy shit.
Hey, when you finally understand Metal Gear, you got to tell people about it. That's all I got to say.
True. No, listen, hey, I fuck with you, Danny. All right, number 5 for me.
Yes,
My
sir.
5th worst moment of 2020 was I saw my grandfather's dick in the hospital. I'm not lying.
Wait. I love how mine is kind of really serious, and then yours.
I'm not even fucking around.
Holy fuck!
He had a procedure. You know, this guy doesn't give a fuck about his health. So like, he had to have like a toe removed, and then it became that he had to have his left foot removed.
Jesus.
And then now like he has like a fucking like a bionic leg, and like this dude, all because he doesn't like this motherfucker, right? He thinks like half of his pinky is black, like, and this motherfucker thought like we were like, bro, why wouldn't you say something? And he's like, oh, I thought it was dirt. What the fuck? What do you mean you thought it was dirt? Like, motherfucker, go wash that shit. If it don't come off, there's something going on here.
Oh,
and then he waits till like his whole entire pinky and like part of his foot is fucking black. Anyway, stubborn fucking, stubborn Puerto Rican man. What are you gonna do? Old Hispanic dudes, if you know, you know. Oh, Danny knows.
Yeah. Wow.
These viejos out there.
Oh,
anyway.
Okay, so what's your number 4?
Wait, so I just want to say is that during one time in the moment, like I walked in to go visit him, and he was like in the middle of like, being changed, and I saw his dick, and I almost fucking died.
Was it black?
Nah. Well, it was like dark because like he's pretty dark skinned.
Okay.
Like
but
he's not like I'm light skinned, but
it wasn't anything to be alarmed about as well.
No, his dick's not falling off. Thank God for him.
Holy
fuck!
I mean?
Oh, fuck my grandmother.
Oh, man. They still do it.
But yeah, I saw my grandmother's dick. That was pretty dreadful. I'm not gonna lie.
Nothing about Hideo Kojima.
Yeah. No conspiracy theories or Hideo Kojima in this one.
Ooh.
Just my grandfather's.
Ooh. Okay. What's your number 4?
Okay, number 4. Number 4 is I won't spend a lot of time in it just because I'm fucking zooted and I'm like I don't want to like I feel like it's a topic that it deserves to be more talked about. I mean we've touched on it in the past, I believe, but and this I'm not saying it's number 4 in terms of like the ranking of like how bad it is. I'm just trying to mention it just to because I'm not going to spend any time on it because I don't feel like I said I think it deserves a full sober discussion about it. But
oh boy,
the fucking just listen, fucking the whole George Floyd passing and the way he fucking died at the head of fucking cops, and that cop who fucking put his fucking knee on his fucking neck for like fucking what was it 9 minutes I believe.
8, yeah, pretty much, yeah, 9 minutes.
8, yeah, somewhere on there. Fucking, things need to change, and this shit happens too much. And I mean, coming from New York, me and Danny have seen a lot of fucking crazy shit that goes on with the cops.
It sucks that like Black Lives Matter got demonized too. Like they really twisted that,
right?
Because of the riots,
exactly.
The riots that people that were causing riots had nothing to do with the movement. They just wanted to join in and
Exactly.
calls a ruckus, and
Exactly.
and
Those
it's
people.
anyway. Yeah,
Yeah.
that deserves a whole podcast. But yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. Exactly. So I just wanted to mention because I'm like, COVID is obvious, so it's like whatever. But I feel like let me just throw that in there. I know it's a sentiment that we both share that is fucking truly awful. So I just felt like just throw it.
Well, this list is gonna be funny because
Oh, trust me, it goes different ways from here. Also,
all right. Well, my number four. Totally agree with you there. I mean, one of mine kind of touches on that. But my number
what's your number four?
Black Widow. Nah, let me
Oh.
imagine. Well, it's just as dumb.
Alright.
I mean, my number four was kind of serious. Mixer shutting down. I was streaming on Mixer for a good.
Oh, that's understandable.
It was streaming on there for like a good year or so, and yeah, it just came out of nowhere. Like within almost a week, or well, not a week, I think a month. It was gone, and it kind of sucked because I was definitely digging the Mixer community that I was slowly growing. Like I had a decent amount. I was getting up to 200 followers. Yeah, it really struck me, and I had to talk to Sneaky about it. Who helps me out? I guess you would say he's one of my sponsors, my main dude who drags my corpse out of the grave every time I want to go in the grave when it comes to streaming. It sucked, and a lot of people definitely felt that way. And we all migrated to Twitch, and it's been all right. Twitch is the reason I went to Mixer because Mixer was like this niche, and I'm happy to
Yeah.
be back at Twitch. There's a lot of features and stuff that I've been getting accustomed to that I like with Twitch. But yeah, that sucked, and it just seemed like they spent a lot of money with these top streamers with Ninja, and didn't have a good business plan. Like they just pay them to be there and thought like, hey, that would bring people. And then there was also this like weird allegation, not weird allegations, like racial allegations from like some of the workers and sexual allegations from top people. So it
Yeah.
seemed like it was a toxic company, and it's probably better off gone. But it just sucks because I was definitely digging it for a while. Even had a cool feature where people who were watching could play the game you were playing. Like I don't know how they did it. I think it was if you streamed on the Xbox. But yeah, that was my number four.
All right. My number. So now we're going to number three, right? Okay.
Number three.
Number three. Uh, my number three was the passing of Pop Smoke. You probably don't know who that is, Danny.
No.
Pop Smoke was a up and coming rapper from New York, from Brooklyn. Um, was easily if I looked at all my Spotify to look back at my Spotify like 2020 and 2019 was dominated by Pop Smoke. Pop Smoke was unique. You could tell him from any other rapper, and the swag, the movement, which was all started in Brooklyn with the Woo.
Oh wow.
Um, you know, he was like getting bigger and bigger. I mean, he was popping off big. Like he was taking New York, like in New York hasn't been repped like big in the rap game since like maybe 50 Cent was like the last one who dominated out of New York. And Pop Smoke, bro, which you by his style and his flow, you could tell he was influenced by 50, but I loved his music so much. He was a rapper, one of the very few young rappers. I think he was only 20,
Damn.
2021. Yeah, he got shot in LA, which fucking sucks. Um,
This year?
but yeah, this year. I think it happened in January. I
Jesus.
believe in January.
Wow.
Yeah. He was if he was still alive right now, his first I guess it just continues to solidify uh the legend of Pop Smoke, but he had like what were considered mixtapes, Meet the Woo and Meet the Woo 2, but it wasn't, his first real full album came out after he died. 50 Cent finished finished the album for him, and the album was just an unbelievable album, great fucking album, front to back. And I could have only. It just sucks because like we're not going to get anything new from Pop Smoke, and it leaves a big hole in fucking New York, in the New York music scene, the rap scene in New York. But
Damn.
and he's one of the one of the few young rappers, bro, that like had the best of like could rap, could spit, but then his flow, but then also was had things that like he could make something like he could make fans of like of lyrics and fans of like old hip hop mixed with like people that enjoy new hip hop, and he was able to like blend it in all together. And it sucks. He was definitely my favorite artist the past like I'd say 3 years. So
Wow, I
um
gotta give him he sounds. I gotta check him out. Pop
I'll
Smoke.
send you listen, yeah, I'll send you everything I'll send you what you should listen to first and foremost.
All right,
Yeah,
all
so
right.
my nigga, my dude Pop Smoke, man. My dude Pop
R.I.P.
Smoke, bro. Taking RIP the Woo, bro. RIP the Woo. That's what they called him, bro. The Woo.
All right, I don't think we should do this list anymore.
Why?
Because my number three.
No, trust me, it's got mine is taking a turn again.
Oh, okay. That's what you said last one. This is another person
Yeah,
that
but I had
does.
to get through it first.
Oh, okay. Well, my number three is not focusing completely and writing a book during the lockdown. I definitely was, doing some research, trying to get into that mindset. But yeah, writing a book, and I have a really crazy, unique idea that if someone somehow steals it from me, I'll be really pissed. That could be a good book. That could be a good TV show, movie thing. But I want to make it into a book so it could be mine. So as long as whatever happens after the book, as long as I have the book, that's mine. That's my baby, my creation. So hopefully, one day I get my shit together and write a book. That's my
Right.
number. That's my number three.
Yeah. Yeah. Shout out to you,
Do
Dan.
you want me to do number two? You want to do number two? You know what? You calm down. I'm gonna do number two.
All right, go ahead.
Jesus.
Do number two.
So my number two is not living in the U.S. during this year, which I know a lot of people are like, "Are you what? Are you serious?" Okay. I live in Canada. I live in Saskatchewan, Saskatoon, and probably benefit a lot by living here, at least in the beginning, because the numbers didn't get that bad. Now the numbers are bad because people get slacked off. But anyway, the reason I missed living in the U.S. this year, it just felt like such a fundamental change from George Floyd, Black Lives Matter, to all these protests that were going on. Like, I think I had a really good tweet where I was like, I was telling people, listen, if you don't get tear gas this summer, you're not living the right way. You're not living 2020 right. And I kind of wish I could have been part of the protest. I kind of wish I could have walked around an abandoned New York during lockdown like that. I've seen some videos of it, and it's like some zombie movie. I'm really curious. I mean, it finally got worse here,
Sure.
and it's nothing to make light of, but I don't know. I just really feel like this was a year that I've been kind of waiting all my life because I've been waiting for like a revolution, and I wish I could have been a part of it. But maybe I will still in the future. Who knows?
I hear you. I hear you.
Oh, what's your
Yeah,
number
who
two?
knows?
What's your number two?
All right, my number two. Number two. My number two. I don't know why I keep doing it. I already missed like fucking. It's like off and on. Like I do it for like 5, and then I do it for 3, and I
I
probably missed
know,
4.
and I already told you we're gonna record it at the end.
That's true. Yeah.
I haven't stopped you because it's funny.
Listen, I really fucking Danny. I really thought I had 2 mozzarella sticks right here somewhere.
I know. I told my wife to make
I
cookies,
have
and
no
if she doesn't make cookies, I'm gonna eat. I'm ordering cheese sticks. I told her.
Hell yeah, some marinara sauce, bro.
Oh yeah. Anyway,
All right,
what's your
my
number
number
two?
2. My number 2
Marinara.
is the real marinara. Uh, my number 2 is the realization about all the motherfuckers that never asked the real questions to the cowardly lion in the Wizard of Oz. Let me break it down. I think I told Danny about this before. But whole bro nation and everybody out there that may listen to this. Let me tell you something. Everyone's pretty familiar with the cowardly lion from the Wizard of Oz. And my man he was called. That's what he was called. He was called the cowardly lion. But you know what? And you know what I came to realize? Nobody asked the cowardly lion what he was so scared of. What was he afraid of, guys? And you know what I came to realize? What if the lion, what if he was afraid of love? What if he was afraid to love or to be loved? What if he, you know, and I started thinking to myself, like, what if it was a situation where the cowardly lion was in high school and he has a crush on a chick and but she has like a real cool football playing boyfriend, but like there's some kind of chemistry between this girl and the cowardly lion, but he's just too afraid to ask her out or to make a move because he's being bullied by her asshole boyfriend, Jock. I don't want to wait for our lives to be over. I want to know right now, what will it be? You know what I mean? Like, nobody ever asked that question. They just assumed. They just called him the cowardly lion. And that offends me because nobody took the time out of their day to say, you know what, Mr. Lion Man, what are you afraid of? And I'm almost positive, he would have said, I'm afraid of love. And
Damn,
that breaks my heart.
that's beautiful.
That really breaks my heart. So
Wow,
that's my number two worst moment of the year was realizing that.
damn, that's deep.
I had
And
to go there, Danny. I had to go there. I won't stand for it anymore, Danny.
so, do you want to reveal your number one?
My number one, I'm not gonna spend too much time because I mentioned in the beginning of the podcast. Uh, Within the span of 2 weeks, I thought I had COVID, but it was the flu. And then I got a call from the cops saying they were arresting my mom and her boyfriend for a domestic dispute. And then when I got there, my mom was claiming that her boyfriend planted coke on her. And then we had to take her to rehab after we got her out of jail. That's where she is currently. And then 2 days later, my dog got sick and then she almost died. And we had to bring her into emergency surgery, but now she's cool. She's good. She's on the mend. She's eating and everything's good. So that was my number one worst moment.
Yeah,
But
that's
everything looks, I mean, it was the worst moment, but both those things are looking good. My mom's in rehab and my dog is saved and she's looking a whole lot better now. She's energized, she's eating. So
good. Glad to hear that.
yeah, thanks.
So yeah, this list was a bad idea because my number one is nah. My number one was Zack Snyder making. No, stop. I mean, it should have been on the list. Now that I think about it, anyway. I think I just changed my number one because I was gonna say my original number one, my Halloween, but as I thought, hearing you talk, I was like, what happened this year was really shocking. Well, there's a lot of things that happened that was really shocking, and misinformation. Maybe I should put it more higher on this list, but I think the really thing that shocked me was, hearing President Dump over there not denounce white supremacy on TV and saying to the Proud Boys to stand back and stand by was like, he
Was
might,
that this year?
yeah, at the debate, with the first debate.
I think it was talking about the first time he did it,
Oh
where he
yeah,
was like, "There's some pretty good people on both sides."
oh yeah, that one. But this year was that
Oh
debate.
yeah.
was the most blatant view of white supremacy on TV right there. And I saw it live, and I was kind of terrified to see it. I wonder if what people felt like seeing Hitler's rallies for the first time or something. You know, like it's pretty scary. Like just to stand back and stand by was just like, wow.
It's yeah, I listen. It's not surprising though. Really not surprising. That guy's a fucking maniac
Yeah,
on
same.
all
Yeah,
fucking
for people
levels.
that really know the scum that he is, not surprising. But to actually, like see it, like he might as well just send the N word, like, or just deaf to minorities or something. Like that's he might as well just have said that because that's like, ugh. And the things that followed anyway. But yeah, I would say that
Yeah,
was pretty horrifying. Pretty,
yeah, it was horrifying.
yeah, and hopefully, yeah. Anyway, let's not end this on such a downer. If we had a top 5 great things of this year, I would say um us starting this podcast would definitely be number one. I would
Definitely,
I,
definitely.
it's definitely been fun to do, and like it's definitely got my like I think both our creative juices flowing. Like
It has, it has. And me personally, I've taken one of my part of my New Year's resolution is to go harder and to be with this and go more stronger and more devoted to it. Uh, I mean, I'm moving to a 2 bedroom in January, so I'll have a lot more um time and space to devote like I'll have more time and space to get shit like this done on a more often basis.
yeah, that's cool. I definitely want us to do more and come up with more unique things. I think this was that fun. We're hitting the 2 hour and 15 mark, so
This is only the beginning, by the way. I hope the whole bro army, this is not even like this shit is not gonna like this is us operating at like fucking 5%. Let me just say that. Like
Ooh,
I have visions, and I think we both do. I think I can speak for you, Danny, that we have visions for this to be by like episode 50 or not, way before episode 50. I'm just throwing a number out there. But for episode 50 to sound light years better and different than we are right now. Right now, it's just the very beginning, and we're just doing this more for, therapeutically, in a sense.
yeah.
Um, we have big aspirations and visions for this podcast in all shapes, ways, and forms, whatever the fuck you want to
I
say.
want to have a dedicated Hideo Kojima segment. I'm gonna have I'm gonna have a Hideo Kojima segment where I just cover things from his games or what he's doing that might hint at his next project. So stay tuned, folks.
Yeah. Also, as we're nearing the end, before we
Yeah.
give our sign offs, let me just bother you guys for another moment and say, hopefully, it's medicine that tastes good.
Oh, you know
A
what?
couple of asterisks
Oh,
instead
you're.
of the infirmary. A spaceship to Mars without needing your pilot's license. Going to church without having to be born again. And laughing through the tears. It's a love letter to life. It's also a guide to catching more green lights. And to realizing that the yellow and reds eventually turn green. By design and on purpose. Good luck, Matthew McConaughey.
If he cries, you cry harder, man.
God damn.
That was the end of one passage of Green Lights by Matthew McConaughey.
Beautiful, man.
I just want to share that with you all.
Yeah, I don't know what to say. That Matthew McConaughey got me there. I got lost in thought. I lost
Matthew
him.
McConaughey has everybody. Okay, Danny. Two things. What are you gonna say, Danny?
No, go ahead, go ahead. I'll sign it off. Let me think of something. Go ahead.
Two things. On the next show, um, obviously we didn't really talk about our shows, okay? But on the next episode, we are going to devote a lot of time, not a lot of time, but a good chunk of time for a nice discussion about the Mandalorian season 2.
Ooh-wee.
I'm almost at the end. I'm 2 episodes away from finishing, and I feel like I know a lot of big shit also went down in the last episode, but I don't know what it is. I've been able to
Oh,
dodge
I almost ruined it for you,
spoilers. Well, good thing I've been able to dodge like a fucking Jedi fucking master.
dude.
The spoilers.
Dude, I was gonna send you a picture of my wallpaper that would have ruined it.
Oh, thank God I said this. Well, I plan on finishing it tonight anyway. After we wrap up the show, I'm
Oh
gonna
my
watch the
god,
final.
yeah, watch that shit fucked up. You're gonna message me in
Oh,
caps.
yeah. But we're gonna. I feel like we need to have like a the next podcast will be a good time to have like a full discussion about season 2 of Mandalorian.
Yeah.
And the second thing I wanted to mention was I have also on the next episode I'll be finished with the Last of Us 2 by then, so I'll have my input and on that.
Yeah, and
And
we have
I
two
do
go ahead.
no, I was just gonna I do regarding my, like I said earlier, my top 5 games of 2020. That list could possibly change when I finish The Last of Us 2 and I get around to a Final Fantasy 7 remake and I finish Hades and I play Watchdog Legions or Legion.
Next episode, would love to talk about Mandalorian, definitely, and some more Last of Us 2. And then we'll talk about what Hideo Kojima's doing.
What he's doing.
Yeah,
Give you an update on Hideo.
I'll give you.
Danny will give you guys an update on Hideo.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a segment to Hideo Kojima. I'm gonna have a segment of a guy who data mines Mortal Kombat 11 to see if he found anything new. You know, maybe who's come. Barney the dinosaur coming to Mortal Kombat 11. Who knows? We'll see.
Oh, I hope so, bro. I hope so. If you don't get TV dads, something like that.
Yeah, but give me Barney that. Give us Beavis and Butt.
Give me Steve Martin.
Well, folks.
Give me John Candy. Oh, wait. Oh
God.
I forgot. I had a chicken slider in my bag of my Arby's.
Oh, son of a bitch.
It's like fucking. I'll just save this for later for Mandalorian. The last thing I really want to say was that about 2020, since this is all about reviewing things about 2020. I just want to give a little shout out to someone I met in 2020 online, and she's become really, really pretty important to me. And her name was Nicole. I want to say that how cool is she? All you needed to know is that she's totally down with me dressing up like Dr. Loomis and getting freaky with her.
Aww.
That's all you need to know. All right? That's all you need to know.
Does she listen to this podcast?
She has listened to some of the ones in the past.
Oh.
So she might fucking kill me for that shit, but
Well, I can edit it out if anything.
no, fucking leave it. I want it to be in there.
All right. Well, I'm gonna put some congratulations, dude. That's awesome to hear.
Find you someone that is willing to get down and dirty with you dressed as Dr. Loomis. All right.
Yeah, that's
all the people out there, all the Hobos out there.
That's
Find you someone that is willing to get down and dirty with you dressed as Dr. Loomis.
Yeah, that's something special. I'm happy for you, dude. I'm gonna put some sitcom like love sounds from the audience.
Yeah, yeah, like the the audience track where they go, ooh.
Yeah. We gotta find that. I like
Remember that part?
that.
Like in like Boy Meets World when like, Sean would say something to some girl and she'd get all blushy and shit.
All right, I'm gonna
Or
say
like Corey would blush to think walks by.
I'm gonna say some shit, and then you gotta think of a good sign off.
The cowardly lion!
I'm
Ask him why. He's cowardly.
all right, I'm gonna say some shit, and then you gotta think of a sign off. All right, remember when I did the sandwich thing, like the hobo sign off? Think about that right now. All right,
Oh yeah. All right,
So,
I'm
folks,
thinking.
fans new and old, thank you for listening. Like John said here, we're only at 5% capacity. Think about that. 100. You haven't even seen 50%. You haven't even seen 100%. And we got some fun ideas coming up. And this hobos are home. Shout out to my friend Lauren for that name. That name is really growing on me. I
Shout
really
out to Lauren.
I really like it, and I like where we can go with it. And there's a lot of podcasts out there, so we appreciate you spending what is now probably going to be 2 hours and 30 minutes of your time with us. But we will keep going. We keep going. Hideo Kojima, he made about 10. You know what? This is what I'm gonna say. Hideo Kojima,
Say it.
his own company they helped build, Konami. Not only did they fire him, they banned him from getting awards from the Game Awards. They banned him from communicating from the outside world. This dude, all because this dude made a free demo of a PT because he was so excited to show the world what he wants to do. And I can't wait to see what he does next. Hideo Kojima, man. Yo, we're gonna do it. 2021 is the year, Hideo. Yo.
Hey, big ups. Big ups to Kojima, bro. Big ups.
But shout out to everyone.
Bless up.
If this year has taught me anything is that there's a lot of dumb people. Yeah, there's a lot. But you should also appreciate what time you have, who you have, what you have. Appreciate your health, appreciate where you are. Because the world turned upside down, and you know what? It will probably never be the same again. I hate to tell people, even if this virus disappears, it will never be the same world. This year has changed us, and I just wish everyone the best. Best Happy New Year. I don't know what my resolution is. Don't talk to me.
Yeah, don't talk to him. Also, yo, real quick, shout out to number 8 Chinese. Shout out to number 8 Chinese food restaurant on Thwaites. Let me just tell you something in the Bronx. Shout out to number 8. It's really hard. Let me tell you, crab rangoon. It's a hard thing to find for somebody to make that shit perfect. Either the cheese, crab meat stuff in the middle is like dry, or like the flour they use for like the batter is like weird. This place, they know how to make crab rangoon where it's moist inside and crispy and flavorful on the outside, and that's really hard to do. Because I've had crab rangoon from a lot of different places, bro.
Stop talking about food. Stop talking about
I'm
food.
just telling you, Danny.
Stop
I had
talking
it.
about
I had
food,
it.
man. Come on.
I had it the day before yesterday.
Oh.
It was earlier this week, Danny.
I don't even like seafood.
And I hate when people fuck up with crab rangoon, Danny.
All right. Shout out to, what was it again?
Shout out to number 8 Chinese food restaurant.
There you go. Wait, is that your sign off?
Fuck it. That's the sign off.
Okay.
Happy New Year. Shout out to number 8 Chinese food restaurant in the Bronx.
Happy New Year, folks. Hope to see you in New Year. I don't know what my resolution is. I gotta get in touch with Hideo. Resolution.
Yes.
Cocaine and hookers, my friend.